he told me, "Oh, do you want to get friends before the show?" We've been friends, but we was not romantically involved at all.
Okay.
So, with that being said, oh my God. So yeah, we've been friends. We was never romantically involved. Me and he, no, we've been friends. Before the show, he hit me up on IG and he told me, "Oh, do you want to get on the show with me?" I applied. They called us, and that's how it went. So like with the whole body comment that I'm getting, and with the whole abuse thing, it was not real.
Well, with that being said, this comment I'm gonna post right here because this might be true right now. Mr. Aaron said that this might not be good. So okay, so with that being said,
let me know when I can talk, man. Come on.
With that being said, I want Nick to go ahead because I want to say like Nick wanted to tear it up. Go ahead.
Let me say something real quick. I ain't never in my life. I watched a lot of shows. I'm a reality show head, but everybody thinking they lawyers. Everybody telling me about no disrespect to you, Monica. No, everybody talking about their domestic abuse situations. I ain't never did none of that to nobody. I respect everybody, but you're stretching it, man. We know what's in our contract. We grown ass people. We young. We ain't that young. We've been raising children.
We just speaking on that. Like it's not an interview. This
I was done. Back to the script. Yeah, like she said, it was an opportunity. I just went viral. Shout out to Kendra. I woke up to 4,000 inboxes in my inbox. I'm ironically about women getting their bodies altered, and I said I'm with that. You know what I'm saying? Me and my girl, we going to get our teeth done, body done. We flying trips. We like diamonds and shit. Oh, my bad. I'm not cursing. I'm sorry. That's how we living. You know what I'm saying? We gonna get up while we young. So then, boom. Kendra sent me the show. I sent it to Lex. I'm like, Lex, you know what I'm saying? Let's go in here. You know what I'm saying? Let's go in here and make something shake. And basically, we just it is what it is though. But basically, we came up with the script. Like, look, we've been goddamn talking for 6 months. We're gonna go in here and do this, and then in the midst of planning for that, we casing all the other shows. We seeing what the other shows got going on, and I respect. They boring. They real boring. You fall asleep. I cut own shows on to go to sleep. We really, I'm like, damn, I wish we could have went to something like that. Let's go ahead and see what they got going. So we talked to the producers, and the producers was open to a younger energy, you know what I'm saying, more what we see, what we did on any other platform, we wouldn't have, everything would have been smooth. Nobody would have been dragging it like this. I think that it's hyped up because it's on OWN. And OWN platform is, with all due respect, middle-aged people, instead of housewives, dudes that got degrees, they look at a little young dude from Inglewood, so I mean, it's no connected. So I'm guessing our show was to bring in a different genre of people, which would be good. Let's expand the platform. You know what I'm saying? Let's not keep like we had a lot of talks like this. So I'm like, okay, cool. Let's go spice it up. And we getting ready. And then basically I'm like, yeah, when we get there, let's spice it up. You know what I'm saying? Let's goddamn let's but it's my personality though. You know what I'm saying? It's my personality. So I ain't really no faking no front like that. So basically let's just, that's like playing a fight. But we not knowing they finna send us home after this fight. You know what I'm saying? So we basically just right. We not knowing that, things, go left or whatever. My bad. I can't talk, but that's what it is.
Yeah, don't get to. Oh, and talk about the confessionals and the fucking, because people.
Oh yeah. So
because people keep talking about the body alter, all of this. Same.
Yeah. So basically, like, me and Lex was cool. From Lex, I met him. She's fine. I've been talking to her, been FaceTime. We cool. I ain't never had nothing bad to say about Lex. It was right after the altercation. Well, I'm trying to stay in character. And they like, okay, you mad, whatever. So I'm like, I think we both like dissing each other or whatever. She ain't even diss me, but I'm dissing her. And they
didn't know he was dissing me. So I was just saying, oh, he fine. I was saying that I kept it cute. So
I'm over there like, man, forget her.
We over here dissing my body and stuff, and people was like, yeah, she catfishing. I'm like, what?
The cameras don't let her fool you. In person, she fired for real. Like, there's people like, go look in the mirror before you talk about something. Just say it like that. But basically, what was I? Basically, at the end, I was commenting like right after the altercation, as if I was mad, and they just took all the good stuff that I said. You know what I'm saying? Which was good stuff when I first met. I'm sitting down at the yoga thing, talking about going to Vegas to get married. You know what I'm saying? So they basically just took the edit. They just kept in all the bad stuff. They just took out all the good stuff I see, and they just put that in, as if that was my first initial reaction. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they never put in nothing good I said about it. They made me trash her. I wasn't trash talking her. That was after that, and that was like after like me just being mad type situation. They just took everything good out. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's what it is, man. It's entertainment. It's TV. A lot of people are gonna keep it real. We're gonna keep it real. Ain't nothing in our contract. Going nothing. Everything's good.
It ain't nothing in the contract that say we couldn't tell the truth. I mean, we tell
the truth.
Real right. Like just shut down all the stuff like, her body, like her to her body, and he's a woman beater. We just like, we've been to each other, we've been seeing each other bodies. It wasn't deep. It
ain't cool. So everybody can calm down. I ain't never beat a woman in my life. I got 2 kids I raised for 7 years. I ain't never even whooped them. I'm not a violent guy. I'm a whole hippie. I do yoga for real. I'm always on laughing and drinking tequila and going to the gym. and self-care smoothies. I drink smoothies like a mug too, so I ain't no alcoholic. And yeah, man, it is what it is. We young, we lit, and we came on there, and you know, we was drunk when the situation happened, but we laughing about it. Like, I mean,
yeah, I had a few drinks.
when you plan to do something, it's like, you know, it still can go like, it's still like you freestyling, you know what I'm saying? So she ain't no, how do I word this? You ain't no, she not no like soft girl. She you know, and I, you know, like, so like, you know, she stand up girl, she stood up girl, like, come on now.
The cameras, and I'm gonna say the cameras loved it because they never came in. So they loved the, I don't know how much I can say, but they loved the drama because they was recording the whole time. So it was not like they was recording. Yeah, they talking about the episode. Yeah, the first episode. Yes, they was just, as y'all can see, they was recording the whole thing. Nobody stepped in. So
nobody intervened not one time.
Nobody intervened. The cameras loved the.
So think about that. So think about that. If you think about to sit there and watch a man beat a woman, that's why they didn't intervene, because they chopped it up so much. To be honest with you, Lexi whooped me. You won. You won the fight. Nobody even know.
I'd be surprised if she did whoop him. I can't lie to you, because I told you that thing was chopped up the way that they had the fight originally, didn't I? And so that fight that they had, they chopped it up and they were running around. I was like, why did they chop it up like that? Okay, listen. Hey guys, welcome to Little Black But 91. Let me be honest with you. We've seen this before, haven't we? We have. No, we have. As a community, as a channel, we've been here before, have we not? We were here a couple of years ago. We've put a ring on it. Here with Alexis and Old Boy. We were here a couple of years ago, weren't we not? The same issue. Now, here's my thing, okay? If you're gonna do this, I wish you chose a different storyline. Why would you choose DV as a storyline? Right? Why, you know what I mean? And I guess obviously they've edited in a particular way, whatever. Why would your thing be fighting? You know what I'm saying to you? You would have done. Didn't you think you did enough already? Do you not think you did enough by having an argument and maybe having different agreements, you know, and etc. Did you not think this was going to be an issue? You know what I mean? Did you not think that this would become a problem? And they filmed this 2 years ago, which means you had a lot of time to think. A lot of time to think about your actions. And now you're coming out telling us, I'm not actually a woman beater. Well, it's too late now. You done sold yourself to the devil. That's what you did. You end up selling yourself to the devil. Oh, they said the fight was real, but the storyline was fake. Well, then it's even worse. It got out of hand. Right? And you know what? Like, there's too many people trying to go global, trying to go viral, and so they're trying to do things that are literally selling their soul to do so, man. Look, this particular, especially this particular one, they could have done a storyline where he was a cheater, he couldn't be faithful, and they could have left it there, but because you wanted to add the 2 on the 10, because you wanted to, as the Bible says, you want to gain the whole world but lose your soul. We're now in this situation where this real fight but fake ass storyline is what we got. You know what I'm saying to you? Like, this ain't it. So I'm a little bit disappointed. I wish that there wasn't a fake storyline. Man, I mean, I guess I kind of wish. No, I'm kind of happy it is a fake storyline, but obviously the fight was kind of real. So that leaves a bigger question in terms of, okay, so if the fight was real and y'all are friends and y'all never had sex before, can he really defend himself? See, that's what makes it even more worse. Right? That makes it even more worse. If the storyline is fake, but the fight, you never saw it coming, and he thought to himself, making it into a fight would be something sensible, then he's tapped in the mind. And she's tapped in the mind too. Because why would you think this would be a good storyline? Right? And then you want to justify it with saying, well, we're bringing a new audience. The narcissism of it all. I'm not saying they're actually narcissists. I'm saying the narcissism of it all. We're bringing a new audience. We're doing this. Right? You know, we're bringing this new audience in, a different demographic. Had this been on a different show, it would have been so different. No, I don't like watching other shows too, because they are toxic and problematic, right? And they're the same thing when we see these fights happen on Zeus Network and all that. We say the same thing. Where is the practicality in us having a show where people are normalizing DV behavior? Well, we do have one. We have Christian and Blue, and they do that. You know what I'm saying to you as well, but I don't condone that. I hate it. I think it's disgusting. And I think normalizing it on our screen is absolutely disgusting. Right? And again, makes it, again, like I said, TV can become the devil's playground for a lot of people, and before you realize it, you are caught up in the web and the deceits of the devil. You know what I'm saying to you? Now, this is 2 years old. You've had 2 years to sit on this and think about your plan. You've had 2 years to sit on this and think about your plan. This still, okay, this still is an issue because why did OWN and the producers not step in? Since this fight was real, OWN. This is why they're never gonna invite me to their platform, because I'm gonna just say it as it is. Why did nobody step in? Why did no one of the producers and then the security step in? These guys were having a real fight. Why did nobody step in? Right? Now, here's my thing too, and I'm probably gonna get in trouble too. Okay, we already know that OWN is not. Is Oprah has sold that. She has sold that. She has sold that business. It's not an Oprah thing anymore. It's just her name on it, right? And just sold it to Discovery, and it's given less. It's given the switch that's happened, knowing that they bought a company, and this is me probably calling them out a little bit, because Discovery, who owns it, and whoever runs Discovery wants to do the merger and whatever they did acquisition wise, right? It's given, okay. It's given seasoned systematic racism. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Okay, just hear me out. I know I'm probably gonna cause myself a lot of trouble, but let me say it again. It's given seasoned systematic racism. What I mean by this is that this show, this TV network never had this. Was never built for this. It was built. Okay, it was built as a network to kind of showcase much more. To highlight more kind of like deeper meaning kind of shows where we were exploring love and relationships, and Oprah had some interviews and stuff like that. It was going somewhere, right? It was going in a good direction. It got sold. Okay, it got sold, and I know Discovery is a part of it. I don't know who else owns it as well, right? And it's given seasoned systematic racism. And here's what I mean by that statement, just in case somebody want to come out here and they might try and sue me. So let me be very careful what I'm going to say. The reason why I say that is because the direction has gone to a place where you've ghettoized, and I use that word loosely, but ghettoized. What I mean by this is you are now showcasing black people in a very disgusting and a very animalistic light. It's giving what we is giving the stereotypes and the tropes that we are used to as black people when a certain demographic look at us, right? Because the original network, and now if this was Zeus was doing it, they were doing their own thing before then. That's Zeus. Zeus was doing their own thing before then. This network never had this direction. So for them to take over and then take this direction of shows, because you've allowed this show to go on, it's been 2 years. You could have changed this narrative. You didn't want to. You wanted to continue it. Ready to Love has been going the exact same way. Now the show is going the exact same way. The classiness has gone all the way down. Right? So in this situation, it's giving the seasoned, systematic racism that I'm talking about. Right? Now, I'm sure they'll probably tell us that some black people who are in charge, but we know who's really in charge. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. This is going seasoned, systematic black racism. It feels like that. Now, I may be wrong. But right now, this is what I'm seeing. Right? So, for me personally, and I love the word that you guys use, the degeneracy is really problematic. And yes, these guys have lied and they've told it, but it's not just that. It's the fact that we've had 2 years to and I keep saying this, that the show has a great opportunity, okay, has a great opportunity to be able to be like, you know what? Let me be real with you. Let's look at this situation. There's a DV situation. Let's explain this. Let's sit these people down. Let's try to bring this as an educational point. Didn't want to do that. Didn't want to do that. Like I said, other networks are already there. I don't expect any different from them. But OWN has literally done a 360 on their pathway, and I don't get why that. I do get it, but I don't get it. Do you know what I'm saying? Why they've gone that way and that route, right? Would have been a good enough show. We would have been a good enough show without having this particular thing shown, and like I said, without any educational purposes with it, no explanation, no sit downs, or no like people, no producers being involved. Like, come on, right? Right now, it's just the bottom line, and unfortunately, like I said, it's the devil's playground. It's unfortunate, devil's playground. So, yeah. So just that little bit of information. You know, disappointing. Let me get Jay up quick, as well. Jay, what are you telling me, man?
Hey everybody. Hey. Child, I'm drained. The show has drained me. I'm tired. I'm tired. So I didn't realize until his interview. Shout out to Monica. She's Live TV. I believe that's the name of her, the video you was playing from earlier. I also put part of the live that they did on IG on my channel. The information came out that he was on Kendra G's channel, I guess looking for love, because that's where he said he was getting he got his viral moment from Kendra G. So shout out to her for that. However, her show is pretty much positive of trying to hook people up. That's the whole premise of her show, just hooking them up. You know what I'm saying? We get few follow-ups. We don't really know what totally happens when people find connections, but we get a few follow-ups. We never had anywhere on there where it's totally been to this degree of madness with the people that she's matched up or whatnot. You know, some people might not work out or whatever. They may not come on and explain why they don't work out, but as far as we know, we never got this level of madness. You want another viral moment, but this is what you choose. At least with Darian and Alexis, it was, I'm going to sleep with somebody else. You can recover from that. You can move on from that. You can do a whole bunch of things. But to go down a DV lane, and I know he want to keep screaming, it's not DV, this not DV, sweetie, this is DV. Because just like your castmate said, Aaron H., he wrote, he is a former police officer and you would have been in handcuffs. Had the police came out, you would have been in handcuffs. Let's be honest about it. It don't have to take bruises. It don't have to take you going to the hospital. It don't have to take her like absolutely having physical marks on her to say this is not a case. If the police was called out, one of two of y'all, if not both, would be in handcuffs. Now, charges may get dropped or whatever the case may be. That's a whole nother story. But honestly speaking, I had an incident here and they told me if I call the cops out, I'm arrested. If the cops get called out, we're arresting somebody. And it wasn't even nearly as serious as this. It was more of an argument gone too long. But the cops was basically like, if we come out, somebody's getting arrested. You was literally putting hands on her. You shoved her. The first part, like I agree with you on the first part on your live where you said we could overlook the headlock. You know, people unfortunately do play like that. That is a bit roughhousing, a little bit of touchy go area you shouldn't play with. This is the reason why you shouldn't play like this, especially while you're drunk, because somebody do a little too much. But the shove, the push off, if you had her in a headlock and you decided in this moment, okay, let's go for this, and that's what you decided to do, that's wild to me. And you're wondering, you're telling us, the bloggers, you know what I'm saying, us people in YouTube, us people out here and reporting on this scene, this TV show, this episode, you're telling us that we have the problem, but all of us seen the same thing and have pretty much the same view on it. But we making a big deal of it. It was just a joke. Ha ha, funny. Let's laugh about it. I'm sorry. I don't feel like this is a laughing matter when people really are going through this in real life, real time, and some of them can't even find a way out. Police be called out several times, or whatever the case may be, and those people don't get arrested because they got a link with the force or some craziness like that. You know what I'm saying? They got ties, or they just a good charmer, so they don't get to get out. So these women or some men are stuck in that situation. But you think this is funny. You think it's cool because Krishan and Blueface do this on a regular and get paid for it. They getting paid over at Zeus Network. That's what that station is designed for. You should have went over there. You could have went to Ray J's new station. Because if you look on the advertisement for that, that's all they do up and down the street all day long is fight all day. But the same outrage still applies even when we watch Blueface and Krishan. We still scream, why are you going back over there? Why you keep dealing with it? Both of them. And even with the Blueface and Krishan situation, we have seen multiple times, one of the two is end up in handcuffs. So I don't know how you feel like this was going to be a good look to say, ha ha, funny, we were playing, this is not real. And you sat on this for 2 years. The fact that Chris Brown is still to this day, even in a beef that he having right now, is getting brought up about what he did to Rihanna. Rihanna still got to live that nightmare every time she hears somebody bring that up. And you think, oh yeah, that's cool. Y'all still play with Chris Brown. First of all, Chris Brown had a talent before that actually came out. What's your talent? What's your thing? You know what I'm saying? And not to say anything about it or whatever, because like I said, he's still catching flack for it. He lost a lot of business behind it. So you want to make 15 minutes of fame, but you rather lose your businesses. Because I don't know where this is going to help you escalate when it comes to actually making real profit or making real business with people out there. Because even as a joke, a lot of these people are going to look at you and like, nah, that's clown behavior. I don't want to associate myself with that and that brand of any kind of way, because that's going to make my business go down. If you're working for a corporation, that's going to look even worse. Then on top of it, to tell me that you got 2 daughters and you do this on social media. This ain't going to go away. You can't scrap it off the thing. You don't have that money to sit here and just be like, cut this off the network. Clearly, because 2 years later, they still filmed it. They still let it air. So if you had that pull, this would have never been seen. But you don't have that pull. Now your daughter's going to have to scroll one day, see that daddy's doing some F-boy stuff, and think, okay, you're going to have to explain yourself through all of that. And if they're confused in the head, they're going to think, oh, this is love. But you want to tell us that's today's culture. We too old. You in your 30s, but me, I'm too old. Anybody 40 and above, we too old to understand this is today's culture. I don't know too many 20-year-olds running around here doing all this besides Krishan and Blueface to be talking about this is today's culture and thinking that is cool. And if this is today's culture, I really feel bad for the future, because it ain't gonna get no better. It's not gonna get no better if this is what people got to look forward to being in relationships with. People that think this is cool, ha ha, I go home and whip my woman's behind every other night. Yeah, buddy, you know what I'm saying? You got to do this to him, get them in line. Nah. I don't even hear the red pill people outside of that little madness Kevin Samuel started doing at the end of his career. I ain't really hear them talking this crazy. So I don't know how we get the dialogue of starting off the show talking about he's the hopeless traditional old school romantic to now we putting hands and this is today's culture. Make it make sense. And what she more worried about is if her body is banging or not. So your mindset is telling me if you ever have children, you have girls, you gonna say, baby, long as your body okay. Long as he don't mess up your face, you gonna be okay, sis. Sit through it. Don't worry about it, sweetie. He taking you on trips. He doing, he buying you this, he buying that. Don't worry about him hitting on you a little bit. That comes with it. That's the mindset it's telling me. That's what my logic creates in my head. That's your mindset, that you're more focused on if your body is actually banging than the whole look of this is really crazy that y'all think this was cute in a game. And to be honest, ain't no way. That's whatever y'all decided over the last 2 years, y'all gonna come up the game plan that y'all gonna come up with now. Your best bet would have been coming out here apologizing to her. She apologizing to him, saying, we had too much to drink. If that's what you want to stick to, that's fine. Stick to the drink. We had too much to drink. Our talk got out of control. We went a little back and forth. I understand how it looks to the public, but this is not the type of people that we actually are. He said something. I said something. I didn't like it. We went too far. That would have been a better look than sitting here trying to play in our face and then tell us it was all fake. The relationship was fake. The fight got out of line. Even if you want to stick with the relationship fake story, apologize. We faked the relationship and then we was doing too much for the TV. I don't even know how they thought this was going to last to even go to the next episode for real. And I'll speak real quick on the production part of it. Sometimes when you watch the shows, there's one Real House of Potomac had it one season. I don't know how the setup is here. Sometimes they only have cameramen and maybe they might have a production room set up. And the production room is literally off in a corner somewhere. So sometimes by the time the production people that can get there, it takes them a minute. The cameraman, they're strapped into the camera. They can't put that down. Their job is to record. And you watch Civil War like I watch Civil War. So you already know. No matter what's going on, my job is to record. Or whatever. So I know a lot of people is like, why the cameraman didn't step in, why this, that, and stuff. That's their job is to hold that camera. And a lot of times they're strapped in to the camera. Somebody got to literally bring them the camera and pin it on to them. So because they're moving and it's locked into a spot. So they have to be unstationed. They have to be stationary for somebody to take it off. I don't know if this is actually the case in this scenario. I just know some productions is set up like this. And if they have the other people in the other room, yeah, it might take them a minute to realize what's really happening and get all the way to where they at. I don't know if that's to be true, but they could at least gave us trigger warning. If you're in like something at the end of this, if you're in DV's situation, here's this number, call this thing like this, please don't sit in this or whatever. That's where they really dropped the ball at. It's just like, seriously, I can't say they can't air it because they introduced us to this couple. They could have scrapped us all together, but they introduced us to this couple and they dropped the ball on that part of saying, hey, we don't promote this. The next few scenes is going to be a trigger warning, but I have to, since I brought you this couple, I have to show you why they're off the show. I've seen it done with Basketball Wives or whatnot, where they give us a little blank screen and they clip it. I mean, it took some years before they got to doing it right, but that was your blueprint. That was your blueprint right there. Like, okay, before we've seen this happen before and it didn't go well. Let's get ahead of this enemy real quick. Let's put this out here. Trigger warning. Here's a number right here to call. We don't promote this. Have a sole producer come out, speak to us. Hey, we didn't know it was going to go this far. Things got out of control faster than we could handle. But if you're in a situation like this, here's this information. Give us something to help at the end. But like you say, they're competing with Zeus or whatever. I don't know what's happening with OWN Network right now. It's getting worse than VH1, getting worse than MTV. We're definitely down there with Zeus Network and Ray J's new channel at this point. I mean, Ready to Love, we got it from Will that there was about 3 fights in there, but we ain't seen not one of them. We only seen the Alexis altercation, which was more with the cameras than it was with anybody. But we seen that, but we didn't see none of the other 3. So y'all got the power to take this all out. You could even came in the beginning. We had one extra couple, but some stuff went down. We couldn't put them out there. We know that we gave them their little check, whatever the case may be, but we couldn't put them on. So I don't know what's going on down at OWN. Oprah need to come get her channel back because they just messing up her brand at this point right now. Because we went from Dr. Phil to Ayana, Save My Life, to Love and Hip Hop, Meet New Couples. I don't know.
Listen, I'm with you. Disappointing, I think it is the most I can really say. And they've had time to figure this out, and they didn't want to do that. Do you know what I mean? At that point, you have to think to yourself, it's deliberate. You know what I mean? Because like you said, Ready to Love, they've taken some stuff out that have happened, in previous seasons too. So yeah, I was disappointed with the way they handled it, and they could have had other. And the thing is that the rest of the show is actually quite entertaining. I mean, there was other couples in there who may have been lying, but you know what? Frick it, they gave us a storyline. You know what I mean? I just think to myself that this doesn't need to have a storyline. This didn't need to have the storyline. This didn't need to have. We could have still had other couples, which I think there's 1 or 2 fake couples. I can't lie to you. You know what I mean? And would have gone through it. And this could have been a very successful show. You know what I mean? So the fact that their situation is the way it is and they were lying, it's disappointing. But it's also a big indication for them as well too. Like actually they need to look at it and go, but they, of course, when people are young, we don't think about it. There's actually implications there for you. For the young lady, there's actually implications for you. She may not realize it, but you actually open yourself up to other abusers who might be watching this, who have seen this. Of course, this has gone viral now. So when they see this, you can become a target. You don't realize this, right? Now, also for him too, he may not realize it. Him trying to defend himself. Yeah, I'm not this, I'm not that. Well, bro, all it takes is one person, whether it's false, whether it's real, to say, you know what, you were too close to my face, and you put your hand up, and and you're done. So this actually leaves you in a place almost like when we're doing athletics and someone's gone too fast and they've done, okay, everybody's on a warning. That's what you put yourself on. You put everybody on a warning. You know what I'm saying to you, right? And so now this doesn't, you may think that you're winning, but in the end, you're not really winning. Because the show hasn't presented it as a joke. They presented it as a real situation. So we're assuming it's real. And as you said yourself, you'll be off the show next episode. So there's a lot more going on in this scenario. And I think to myself that who was talking to you for the last 2 years? Who did you talk to? Because this thing, if you really want to get ahead of the devil, should have had a better plan to come in and get ahead of it and really maybe, potentially put out some proper statements as well, to really help yourself. Like you said, he's got 2 daughters. Well, now your 2 daughters are going to always see this. And people are going to have the ability to say, well, your 2 daughters, two daughters, but isn't your dad an abuser? Like, someone can always bring that up to them, no matter how much you say, oh, it wasn't real. Because in reality, the show has got a bigger platform than you have. Your platform of you speaking, and even me doing my videos, and Miss Monica doing her videos, it's not a bigger platform than OWN Network. They have over 5 million on YouTube, and it goes worldwide in a lot of countries. That show can go out to different countries. They can speak to people that you never were speaking to. So now your image and your storyline and what you've done is now going around the world. That little bit of gain of fame that you've got, it's going to cost you. Because that's a tag that's going to always follow you around. It never leaves you. So, it's a short-sighted viewpoint to this particular situation. You should have stuck to the game plan you had. You had a script, fine, fantastic. You know what? You were gonna con us all. It's okay, right? I could have worked with it, but in the end, you went too far. Went too far. Yeah.
Here's the get you gotcha. There's a lot of actual abusers out here that don't beat on their children. So saying I have 2 daughters don't mean really much. Because there's times when you think your children are not hearing you even argue. Because y'all in the other bedroom or whatever and stuff like that, and they fussing and stuff. They still hear that. They still know, even if you was to whoop on her, they mama. And I'm not saying this is the case. I don't know this man. But even if you was to whoop on their mama while they was at school, a lot of times kids still know that situation. So to even present yourself in this manner and leave yourself wide open for any accusation is crazy to me. This would not be the one I choose if I chose any. You might get me. I would rather be, to be honest, and y'all know how I feel about liars. I would rather be a liar, to be honest, because I can work my way back out of that. You can earn your way up into good graces and honesty or whatever and stuff like that. Like, y'all just got to prove I'm a liar. Outside of the one lie I told, prove me I'm a liar. Like, I would rather be a cheater. I would rather be so many things. Hell, a petty thief, if that's the case. Because like you say, this tag literally stays with you. And you know why it stays with you? Because a lot of people, when they come out of jail, that's where they got to sign up at certain places, let people know this is the type of person they are. It's almost like a pedo, like, those type of people. I can't be around certain areas. If I'm an SA offender, it's in that same line. And just because you don't have a criminal record, because you ain't got caught, that's really what that means. Still doesn't prove that you don't do it. But to the reaction to actually buck and do all of this stuff, that's a problem, because you're still, even if you're a fighter that pretty much you go everywhere and fight men all day, you still bucking up at a woman. It ain't like you bucked up at any man up in there. That was a woman. You pushed her off of you, first of all. Aggressive as hell. And then you bucked in her face. So you want to tell me, oh, she's coming at me, she's handling herself. You bucked in her face. It's my same argument when I tell women, do not be in men's face acting like you can whoop him unless you know you can whoop him. Because if he get up and be bucking in your face, here we are, we fight now. Is given that same man that decided he in the fish place, I'm gonna hit this woman, and the young boy have to come in, because you see what I'm saying, if her kids was there, they don't know y'all play fighting. Let's just take the scenario to that case. They don't know you fighting. Now you got a young kid locked up because he defending his mama. She got kids too. You don't take that into account, that her kids got to watch this. Your kids got to watch this. You're supposed to be the first role model that they ever have. You telling your daughters, oh, yes, I'm a romantic. I like to take trips. You find you a man that takes trips and all this stuff like that. You also telling them subconsciously that find you a man that beat on you. It's okay, because guess what? He gonna buy me trips and take me this place and that way and not do that because my daddy loves me, but I see him do this to a woman. And you telling your kids as a woman to go ahead and take this abuse, and just, every so often, if you got to fight them back, you fight them back, but still love them. Still be by his side. Even if y'all want to be friends to this day and still have each other's back, y'all could have came in with the game plan. Is we talked about it. We realized how we was wrong in the situation. We got out of hand. Once again, we apologized to each other. We working on it. I'm in anger management. I'm doing these courses. I'm in therapy. I'm doing this. 2 years. If y'all have came back, then this 2 years, and that's the thing. I've been in therapy for the last 2 years. I took anger management class. I'm becoming a better person. I've had a change of, thoughts. That would have been a far better cleanup. I don't care if it ain't even true. That would have been a far better cleanup than sitting here just telling us, hey, that's on y'all. I don't know why y'all tripping off of it. We good. We tripping because some of us is triggered. Some of us is still stuck in this type of situation. Some of us just wanted to watch a show and have a little kiki and breathe and not think about our day-to-day struggles. But we got to watch it on TV, relive and stuff like that, when I didn't think that this was what it was going to be. Watching this show, I was like, I can't really, when am I really take some of these couples for real? Shout out to Queen E. She said this is her situation. This is why she even watching the show. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm more curious to be like, okay, so what makes you stay in a relationship this long without seeing each other, especially the couples that's 12, 5 years and all this stuff like that? I would have continued watching the show for that. But if you want to bring me this type of energy, I'm not really here for it. Because the part of watching TV, period, is to escape from real life. If I want to watch people fight, I can go outside. I ain't got to sit here and do this. The wonderful thing about Zeus Network and the other channels that are designed like that is it's purposely designed. If that's the thing I want to watch, I can go over there and watch it. I don't want to be surprised like this. I don't want to have this whole build up on the show like, oh, okay, I can get into this. And then at the very end, it's like, you know what? Here you go, want to exploit Black people for what? And then you, the two in question, y'all helping them do it. You think it's cute. This is part of the thing. What happened to Black excellence? What happened to showing that we are more than just animals, as they like to still call us? That ain't too far gone. And you ain't going to tell me that in the Midwest, where you from, that's actually gone, because it's not. It's very covert and secret, but it's not gone. They still think of you, and this is why. They sit there and say, see, look at them. Put them in a cage and look what they do. This is why we can't move them up. This is why we can't do this. We've been working so hard as a community, as a people, to keep rebuilding ourselves every single time they destroy us. Black Wall Street was legendary history. Rosewood was legendary history. All of the Black communities that they sunk underwater was legendary history. And all you gonna do is set us back again. It's highly frustrating.
I'm with you. Yeah, it's tight, man. So I wonder what they're gonna do next. Obviously, I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do next. I know they said they can't talk about everything until the episode drops. So, yeah, it's a shame, man. It's a shame. It's a shame that we're in this place. Yeah, it's a shame we're in this place. Role models are few and far between, and this is really not what role model behavior actually is. You know what I'm saying to you? And it's just, I think, like again I said, I think the worst thing is that you lot had 2 years, man. Like 2 years and not a brain cell between the both of you, as someone would say, and not a brain cell between the both of you to think to yourself, how do we come up with a better way of actually dealing with this? Now, also the other thing is, if the fight was real, he mentioned something saying, he said that she's a strong woman. You know what I mean? That she's quite a strong girl. So my thing is, and again, that why? Because obviously, if I have a female best friend, and I'm thinking of a storyline, I'm thinking to myself, would my storyline involve DV? No. Would it involve a fight? No. Not a serious one. No. So why would that be on your mind? And I think that's because there's something secretly behind it, because I think you see her as this strong Black woman, and you don't see her as necessarily as a woman, like maybe in some sense, or maybe you see the idea of her being a strong Black woman as challenge almost, in a sense, like, you can handle this. But it's like, she's not meant to handle this. That's the whole point. She's not meant to handle this. It's not meant to be a handling situation. But I think also what's intriguing about it as well is that, like I said, the fight wasn't planned. And then also with the fact that with her situation with him, you've also gone along with this plan to tell the story too at the end. So after the show's done, you're also coming along with him to be able to tell the story as well. Because you guys are friends. Now, like I said, let's just take it for instance, like, it wasn't that deep. Let's take it for instance that it wasn't that deep. But you're still going along with the plan in this way, in terms of telling the story in the narrative this particular way. So in some sense, I'm almost asking myself as well about her, like, where's the confidence? Where's the self-esteem? Where's the self-worth? What has happened to her that she's willing to go along with such a plan, that you would want to be able to be in a space where you pretend to be, or if you want to quote unquote, you want to call it play fighting, but you guys were actually being serious because you didn't plan it. Why would that be something that you want to do? Why? What have you been through that makes you want to go through that? Yes, Jay, go for it.
If he feels like you're strong enough to handle this, it's because you've been doing this. This ain't nothing new to you. You know what I'm saying? If that's what he sends from you, and I'm pretty sure you have conversations. Oh, I had to fight this. I had to do that. Oh, yeah, we both fighters. You buck in my face. If I'm not a fighter, I'm not going to bounce back at you. You know what I'm saying? My natural reaction is not going to be swinging at you if I'm not a fighter myself. Let's be honest. Or if I hadn't been put in defensive positions already. So this is something that you're already used to. That's why you're okay to agree with this. This is not far-fetched from where you really are in real life. We could agree to have an argument on camera, and our agreement would be like, let's argue, play it up, and then we figure out how we come back. We make it look good and stuff. But when you start putting me in a headlock and you push me, that's not according to the plan. What are we doing? Now, when she actually swings back, now he's in defense mode. He got to protect himself because this is not the plan. However, we went off plan once you put me in the headlock. He gonna say it wasn't a headlock, but you know, that's basically what it was. Once you put me in that position, we off plan already. We also off plan again when you push me. So if we was just supposed to be having the argument, that was supposed to be fine. We could have just had the argument, but oh, we're drunk. So we got a little carried away. You didn't get carried away. Your natural instinct kicked in. Let's be honest. Because naturally, if one of y'all was to push me, natural reaction is I'm going to push back because that's just what I'm used to. Because I don't want to be, quote unquote, as Alexis say, bullied anymore. I don't want to be this anymore. I'm not going to stand for it anymore. So your natural reaction is going to be defend yourself. That was her natural response in that moment. If you really watch it, how fast she reacted. She wasn't puzzled or anything like that. She automatically went into a stance that was, I'm about to attack back. Why would I want to play with you if I'm already used to this behavior? I don't play fight. There's a reason I don't play fight. Me talking right now, I don't play fight. It's a reason for it because I don't believe in play fighting because I already know once you hit me wrong, we're fighting. The only time you're going to catch me doing any choreographed fight is on set because I'm getting paid to stage a fight literally by a production company who has also trained me step by step for weeks on which moves is coming at me in which direction. I'm not going to do it off of impulse because impulse every single time, even as a kid, when I played like this, it went wrong. Me and my cousins in the yard fighting now. So no, I don't do it. And I don't know why she agreed to do it, but her reaction was, I'm already used to it, so let's go with it. And we seen it on camera. Hey, Sean.
What's going on? Yeah, I don't know how much. It's a little disheartening, the whole thing. I would say watching their interviews, it didn't change much other than the fact that it just solidified that we knew that they were previously in a relationship of some sort, but like friends. We could tell, and a lot of people in the comments were saying it on the live you did Friday night, is that you could tell that there was a level of comfortability, not good comfortability, but bad comfortability, by the way that they were so easily in that kind of, that tussle that they got into. So I think, and then hearing him talk just made it worse because he downplayed it. And I think this is the unfortunate part. Like, people need to educate themselves on domestic violence and what it is, the same way we talked about consent. And it's the same way that Alonzo and some of them was like, oh, y'all are putting too much on it. Yeah, this is why. Because it doesn't start at a woman getting punched in her jaw. Typically, it escalates, so it starts by the little things. And he said something too that let me know that, yeah, maybe he hasn't gone all the way to the far extreme levels of domestic violence, but he is comfortable putting his hands on a woman in a way that he shouldn't be. Because when he talks about Alexis, he dehumanizes her or makes her like a man almost. Because what he explained, he was like, she's rough, she's tough. He was saying that he was like, and she wound up when he was explaining it on the interview he had with Monica, and he said, yeah, she actually won the fight. It's like, so because you two were engaged in an altercation, you said she won, nobody had bumps or scrapes. You don't see how that's problematic? Yeah, so for me, I don't even know what to say anymore. I'm upset at them for playing into this. I'm most upset at him for not understanding that it doesn't have to be a full-on fist to the face for it to be domestic violence. And that he should have learned from this not to put his hands on a woman. And lastly, I don't know if everybody heard or, if I missed that part, but, he said that he talked about Blueface and Krishan as examples. So once he started using them as examples, that's unfortunate that that's his point of reference. So that tells us all we need to know. And again, it doesn't make him the worst person in the world. And I think people like hear things and they're like, oh, y'all are just making too much of it. I'm a good person. Yeah, but you also are pushing boundaries. You're not understanding how your actions can escalate, and that you as a man being physically stronger than a woman should put you in a position to never want to physically touch a woman to, in any kind of way other than love. So.
Yep, I definitely hear you. I can't play with you. I definitely hear you. Any last thoughts on these two, before we shift it? I know they take up quite a bit of the show, and because they had an interview and everything as well. Any other last additives on this particular couple?
Regardless of not if they're playing or not, this is real life to some people. And I'm going to say the same statement I gave on Friday night. Love yourself to not go along with these gimmicks, these games, this BS that somebody is telling you, oh, I just do this. I get out of line sometimes. I get a little angry. I'm possessive. I'm control. Usually they don't say controlling, but the nature of it or whatever. They use possessive. I'm clingy. I'm this or whatever. These nicer words to say it. But love yourself to know that this is not the space I should be in, that if I actually free myself from this, God has something better in line for me. And sometimes being alone is better than being with the wrong person. So it's okay to be alone. You could be alone and not lonely. You could be with somebody and be very lonely. So just love on yourself more or whatever to not play these type of games.
Yeah, I mean, I think the most important part, and I think this goes back to us as men, is that with the strength that we have, it comes much responsibility. And as much as we try to justify the things that we do, sometimes things are a learning lesson. And it's unfortunate that Dominique is all across social media trying to defend his actions versus hearing that there's a lot of people looking at what I did and it caused harm. So it's really an opportunity for him to kind of learn from this and grow. But unfortunately, he's kind of doubling down. And this, you know, sometimes these things can happen as a learning lesson. So it's just unfortunate. And I think, listen, this is why for anybody coming on these shows and faking things, this stuff, it never works out. What's done in the dark gets exposed. So unfortunately, they had to expose themselves trying to cover up, you know, what happened, but they still wind up being exposed, you know, at the end of the day. And I feel bad for him. I feel bad for her because they're not growing from, you know, a very problematic place.
Totally hear that. No word of a lie. Spoken true. All right, let's discuss the other couples on the show then. I know this stuff was pretty heavy, but let's discuss some of the other couples that were on the show. I should have brought you guys some clips. Give us a bit of help. Let me see if I can get the video up and then I can get you guys some clips so you can at least see who we're talking about because it is a new show. And I want you guys to... Okay, cool. I got one. So it won't be in any particular order. Let's want this couple here.
I don't know if you can hear me with the sound, but yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry, there was no sound. Apologies. I think I turned the sound off. They hit me with a copyright last time. My bad. They hit me with a hard copyright. They said partially blah 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 blah. But that was obviously that was Joanna, I believe. That Joanna? No, that's not Joanna. That's Joanna. Yeah, it's Joanna. That's not Joanna. Who's that?
No, that wasn't Joanna.
That's Shay over Josh.
Thank you. I'll be getting his names mixed up. Shay and Josh. Obviously 12 years, haven't met, but he had a baby, 3 years. Had a kid at 13 years too, so that's oof. As well. Obviously, it sounded like they both were doing things in between the team, so it's not just like it didn't sound like it was one sided. Well, actually, no, he definitely was doing something because we saw the kid, but then I think the way he also described it too. She kind of said something like it was almost like she was doing other things too, like they weren't necessarily together. They had seen other people as well, so it's not like 12 years straight. But I want to get your thoughts on Shay and Josh because I kind of like them. I can't lie to you. Towards the end, I kind of like them. I mean, they seem to have good body language. They seem to be comfortable with each other. He said he can share some things with her as well. It's looking good. You know what I mean? But I don't know. What was you guys' perspective on Shay and Josh as well?
I mean, listen. The show is wearing me out. It's taking everything out of me to try not to be. I don't know. I just feel like, what are we doing? But I do like them. They are probably the most sincere of that I can see from what I know. I have to give disclaimers now because who the hell knows? But I always felt like they definitely were more often on. And I don't believe anybody's in a relationship with somebody they've never physically met. So I'm not buying it. Just even with the other ones we're going to talk about later, Hustle and Flow. I'm not. Listen, we're not together until we see each other and spend time together consistently. There's no relationship. I don't believe it's cheating. You do what you want to do. I do what I want to do. And that's that on that. So don't try to sell me that y'all been together for 12 years. Y'all have known of each other for 12 years, but you can't just know somebody from carrying on the internet and not being physically in their presence. So that's that on that. But I do like them. I like their date at the fair. I thought that was very cute. She seems like she has such a, you know, a good heart. You know, and that's that. I just need her to put on a little bit more clothes because I don't know where she going, you know. Just a piece of wind, and that dress is dust in the wind. So I just need her to put on a little more clothes, you know, but they have some nice chemistry, you know, they was kissing and carrying on. So I like it for them.
I say out of all the couples, these people was flirting hot and heavy over the 12 years of pen paling each other. Cause baby, that initial kiss and everything, and then when now we in the bathroom taking showers together, I said, oh, okay, it's been woning and woning up in these DMs or whatever's been going on. The 13-year-old, that's before we started talking. The 3-year-old, y'all, like Sean said, y'all couldn't have been exclusive. Yeah, there's no way that y'all stick. And I don't think I heard them ever say that they had been exclusive, did they? I didn't think so. Okay. So yeah, so we just been basically pen paling it up. We've been flirting here and there, and you know, we finally seeing each other. So I'm not mad at it. 12 years. I'm not pen paling you for 12. I'm not about to flirt with you for 12 years. Y'all know, like, if you want to be my friend for 10 years, I'm like, you a wild boy. But I'm be flirting with you for 12 and I ain't one time been in your city. I'd have made plans just to be there. So I just don't know how that never happened or whatever. I mean, y'all must have really been in some real relationships and we just been secret lovers, secret pen pal lovers for the longest or whatever. And now we finally both single and can make something happen. That's what it's really given. So kudos to them. Like, I'm with Sean. This is probably the most genuine. I'm gonna have to do the air quotes because we still don't know yet, but the most genuine couple, even though it's been the longest of time. Because even when she came in, she was just really excited to actually be able to see him. The dress was definitely given. I'm excited to see you. Or whatnot. And then like even their conversation, their banter on the Ferris wheel, when she was like, I thought you gonna stick your tongue down my throat. I thought you was gonna do it like the movies and all this. Don't do that. He like, I'll just go ease you into it. I was like, oh, y'all definitely been flirting. Going in and stuff. So I'm like, y'all sharing movies, y'all sharing this. So I'm curious to see what takes place with these two out of most of them or whatnot, you know. 12 years is a long time still, though. I just, that part right there, we got a lot of explaining as these episodes come up on how we've been lasting 12 years. Child, I'll probably see celebrities before they.
I'll definitely hear that. Listen, 12 years a slave. Any other thoughts on Shay and Josh? No?
I think one of my concerns with Josh, though, he did bring up that his reason for not actually seeing Shay is he got trust issues, childhood things or whatever. So I'm just like, how deep are these issues? Because 12 years, baby. And what's changed now? What's actually changed now outside of the show making a way for y'all to have a free trip to LA and see each other? What has actually changed? So if these trust issues is still going to be a problem, what's going to happen when we no longer in each other's space? Like, what are the actual trust issues? So.
And he's in Tennessee, right? And she's in Tallahassee or in Florida. So I don't know. I mean, that's the one thing that I guess maybe, you know, they use this as an opportunity. I don't know. Like, how could you have a friendship? And I just want a better story, you know, in terms of Tell me he was in jail. You know, tell me, you know, both of you, you always had a thing for each other, but you know, we could never, like, our timing just missed each other. You know, I was in a relationship and then she wasn't, you know, and then vice versa. Like, tell me something that logically I can make sense of, because just to your point, Jay, even if we are friends, we're going to see each other. Like, there's a certain point that even a friendship, you're like, when we're going to hang out? You know what I mean? Like, Coach is all the way in the UK, and he swore he was never coming to the United States, but all of us got together, we built a bond, and you know, he came through. It wasn't all for the friendship, but that was like kind of the beginning genesis of the conversation. So I think, like, if people can meet up as friends across continents, you're both in the South in close proximity to each other. You know, I think you said it on your channel on Friday. It's like, why can't we meet in the middle? It's like, and this, to me, if this is a true relationship, it's not going to work anyway, because somebody's not invested, because somebody has to want more at a certain point, and the other person is pushing off. I don't know who is who. To me, it seems like Josh, I believe his name is probably the one that's keeping her at arm's length, because the two kids, sounds like baby girl, whoever he was dealing with, might have been pregnant or just gave birth right when they started meeting each other. And then you have another one. So it's like, he's saying all the things. He seems nice, but maybe he's keeping her at arm's length. And this is just an opportunity for us to click up, you know? And he might like her, but he might not all the way like her, because this is enough time for us to be like, okay, you know, let's just pick a weekend and let's just hang out and see what it is. So I hope she doesn't get hurt. She seems like such a sweet girl. You know, I don't know her, but from what we see, she seems like sweet and kind of a little naive. So I hope he ain't playing.
I'm there with you, Sean, because let's remember, he says the kids with the S has been keeping him away. I'm like, first of all, you only had one kid for 10 years before the other one. So 10 years, you still couldn't hook up with one kid. And generally the men don't have the kid. I don't know the case. So it's got to either be one of the two of y'all been in jail off and on, like you said, in the relationship. And it's not just the kids. Now, the kids might have been the issue sometimes when she was out of a relationship, or, I mean, he might have been out of a relationship, or whatever the case may be, here and there, but not consistently. Child, I done traveled several times without and with my kid. Like, so that's not the excuse, sir. We got to do better. So, yeah.
I hear it. I ain't mad at it. All right, let me give you another couple. No, this is Joanna. I apologize. That one wasn't Joanna. So, but I hope it's Joanna suit.
Are you serious? Like, whoa, that's a long time.
How long?
No, I didn't even get the right clip, but hey ho, shoot, can't afford a copyright. So I've forgotten what the old boy's name is. I don't know why all the names are gone out of my head now, but I think that is Joanna. And,
Aaron. I think his name is Aaron.
That is it.
There's two Aarons.
I think that one's Aaron J.
Aaron, y'all even remember there was a J in his name? Okay, well,
because there's two Aarons, so they.
There's Aaron H. That's Hustle.
That's for H for Hustle.
Not the H for
That's how I remember.
Hey, look, J for Jangle.
J for Junk. Oh, Jangle on the earrings. That's
Jangle
right.
the earrings.
Y'all look crazy. Y'all crazy. Let me put there one more clip for you guys.
So, why would you go on Facebook and propose to?
Oh, not that.
Absolute madness. What's your thoughts, Joanna, Aaron, this situation? Because you know how I felt. So this situation was there was wrongs on both sides for me. I can tell you this now.
You want to go first, or you want me to go first?
It's up to you, baby. Let me know.
Ladies first. Ladies first.
Not y'all dodging.
Ooh, ladies first. Ladies first.
Not
No,
y'all dodging.
ooh, let's just go our separate ways. Let's just go our separate ways. This couple, and I'm not saying either party is bad. I just don't think they're right for each other. Let's put it like that. 9 months, we're just meeting, and oh, girl is so far not impressed. Okay, by anything that he does. He can't get anything right. He's doing too much, or he's not doing not enough. Y'all heard me say it on Friday. She give me Jordan from Summer House Vibes. A bit of that energy is just, you just not my guy. That's what she's giving me right now. Now, I understood her where it's like the date is all about me, even though she went about it, approaching it the wrong way. I understand, like, we have so much that we've talked about that we like from each other. Why can't it be like a mutual date that benefits us both? Instead of that, you're doing a bunch of things that you don't even indulge in just for my sake. So you don't drink wine, you don't drink alcohol, yet you're bringing bottles of wine that you can't even uncork. Make it simple on yourself. You're standing posing instead of approaching me for the first time we're meeting each other. Like the standing pose, if I see you a few times, okay, I see you over there trying to act silly and all this. But the first time you meeting me, I feel like we should be coming up to each other, excited to see each other. You know what I'm saying? Like the first time we met, Sean, it was like, we kind of like almost jump into each other and stuff like that. And we ain't even got a chemistry like that type of chemistry. So it's just like, for people that has been talking to be intimate with each other on a relationship scale, I would assume that you are like excited and eager as much as I am to walk up. And neither one of them was really giving me that, because even her walk up wasn't too excited either. I definitely agree with you, Coach. The masculine energy on her side is very high. And the feminine on his side is very high. If it works out, I mean, in a perfect sense, it can balance each other out, but it never works very well because she wants to rest in her femininity. She actually says she does or whatever and stuff, but it's giving, I have to stay corporate long as I'm with you. And because he's not artistic, but he's artsy. He's more in that side of him for artistic purposes. Not autism, don't get me wrong out there, y'all be listening too hard. For art purposes, he's more into his feminine side of life. He's very eclectic. He's very, just out there and open to embracing the inspirations of the world, should I say. However, there's some things as a man you should still be able to do. If you're going to sit here and bring me a bottle of wine, please know how to uncork it or buy a screw top. Stella Black, Stella Rosa, they make screw tops. Very great wine. Child, okay, or hire somebody. Hire somebody to go ahead and present all of this to us. I don't really see what was wrong with the date outside of that. I just feel like she's going to run this man. She gonna run this man, and if she don't run him off, I don't know, but we'll see how it goes from here, child. Go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, you know what I'm gonna say. If you don't want me to know, talk to me. So that's step one. I think that she just needs to soften up a little bit. Like Joanna's, I think she's she seemed like, and this is, again, I'm watching on TV. She seems like a just around the way girl, pretty girl next door. And I just want her to soften her edges a little bit and allow herself to just get to know the person. I know it's a show, but people kind of like, we see this across social media. You know, a lot of times when, you know, you hear the woman, they get taken out with a guy for the first time and they just drag it, you know, oh, we're not going here. This is what he's doing. I want to go. Da, 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 da. This is your first time meeting somebody. Give them a little bit of grace. You want grace for yourself and you want to give somebody else some grace for themselves, right? So I just wish she would have entered into it with a little bit more grace. She got on my nerves because she had on them sneakers and gym socks, you know, so, you know, that set me off. that set me off. I was like, I understand you ain't got to wear, you know, 4 or 5 inch heels for me on the first date. I get it. I prefer it, but, you know, we don't have to do that. But, oh, I'm sorry. I just had a thought. But can you imagine, Jay, the salsa dances with some heels? Woo! Doing a little spins, grabbed her by the waist.
You would have told her, even if I learned at 8 years old, I still got it, baby.
I still got it. I ain't gonna step on your toe. So, you know, that's just what I would have wanted for. And to me, that's what first date should be like. Just have fun. You know, don't kill the vibe. You know, have a good time and give the person a little room on both ends. So that's what I would have wanted from her. Now for him, brother. 1 but 2 dangly earrings, I've been told, is a non-starter. So I just need you to, you know, you gotta pick. You gotta, you know, you can't have too many struggles. So he wanted salsa dancing for her because she's Afro-Latina, but then he really was not really good with the salsa dancing. You got the dangly earrings. You got the romance novel pose when you meet her. It's like, bro, just be yourself. And I think that's hard for people. I don't necessarily like blind dates either, but they're not necessarily blind dates. They've seen each other and maybe not in the physical presence, but they know what each other looks like. So it's like, I just needed him to just be yourself. She kind of complained that she wished the date was for them, but it was for her. Sis, like, what are we doing? Like, he doesn't know you yet. He doesn't know the two of you together like that yet. So rather it be for you than it be for him, you know? So then he's showing you a level of selflessness. So give him a pass. So I'll give him a pass that the date maybe was a little awkward in the beginning, but the dangly earrings. And for me, I personally think there are certain things. He's not 21. I'm not exactly sure what his age is, but I think he's somewhere between late 20s to early 30s. What's he, like 27, 28, whatever he is, somewhere in that range. I personally, this is just things I think being a mature man, if you can get 2 dangly earrings, you should figure out how to open up a wine bottle. And if you haven't mastered it yet, you can practice, okay? It's not very difficult. I have a standard wine bottle. This is like the simplest of ones. There's better ones. It has a corkscrew. You take it, you turn it out, and you twist. And then you pull up, you know? It's really not that difficult. And I really think if you're going to bring it, then you should be able to know what to do with it, right? It's just like any moment. Don't enter into something that you're not prepared to handle. So if you are not a drinker, which is more than respectable and more than okay, Kojo's not a drinker, but I don't think Kojo would bring a bottle of wine if he doesn't know how to open up a bottle of wine. So that's what I think about that.
Imagine if the date was all about him and how she would have went off. I mean, at least he purposely put it about your first date about you. You know what I'm saying? And she still went off. That was wild to me. But imagine if it was just all about him. It's like, girl, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Just say you don't like this man. Because that's what it's given. You just don't like this man in person. You probably like like she said, I like that he's very supportive of the things that I got going on. You like that part of him, but in person, you were not impressed, and that's okay. So all the excuses, this date was all about me. Most women actually want them dates. You mostly hear he ain't did nothing for me. He took me out. I told him, I've been telling him about this restaurant. He gonna take me to this restaurant. I told him about this. It's giving, I'm listening to you. I'm trying to do something for you. But you don't like this man. And that's where we at with it, you know. And yeah, I agree, Sean. Listen, you could have bought the electric wine opener. Child, I have more. I struggle with that one more than anything, though. I'm not gonna hold you. There's directions on certain wine openers to open, how to open it too. I don't know. Hopefully he was playing too. Hopefully he was lying to us like the rest of them.
Yeah, maybe production set him up. You know, that's going to be the story. Production set me up. They gave me that wine bottle, and I didn't know what to do with it. If y'all don't leave that man's choice of whatever, he is into Joanna for right now. And that's all we're going to know until we find out anything else. He likes Joanna, okay? Now,
production could have opened the wine for him. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it was a red. Maybe if it was a red and need to let it breathe. I don't remember what it was. But, like, he could have asked them while he had his time setting up and stuff like, hey, one of y'all know how to open this? You can open it, recork it.
I just have this. It's so funny. You would think it was a prop. I just sits on the side. It's like on my desk. Like sometimes if I have a bottle, you know, because it has like a bottle opener on the other side. These are like just little things you have around the house.
And they saying it was a red, so it needed to be pre-opened anyway. Let it breathe. So I know he don't know, but come on, production, help the brother out. You know he trying to make a first impression.
Exactly. Were they at a restaurant though?
I don't think. Was it a restaurant? I know they was like at a view somewhere, but I couldn't tell what park or whatever they were at. I couldn't really tell.
Because I was getting ready to say, because if you're at a restaurant,
yeah,
I just spaced out. They opened the bottle for you, but maybe I don't know. Maybe they were in, because it looks like they were on a deck or something, wherever they were. So I don't know, Coach. Would you being a non-drinker, weigh in on us for the wine bottle moment?
Listen, I wouldn't. I personally wouldn't have done it, but I'd have figured it out. Okay, all right, because it's looking embarrassing right now. All right, now what he should have done is gone and bought one of them corkscrew things where you just lock it, lift up the arms, and pop, and that's it. You're done. Yeah, it's very simple. That's what he should have done, but he didn't do it. Okay, all right, but I think it was just a culmination of issues. We've got. I mean, I don't know how she didn't notice, but we've got the highly feminine energy. Then you've missed the salsa. Now you can't open a wine bottle. Yeah, it's given you can't defend me, bro. It's given you can't defend me. And at this point, I don't blame her in some respect. You can't defend her if you're not even trying to figure out the wine bottle situation. You sat there and looked at her. You didn't even tell her, listen, I think you can handle this. Like, no, you just sat there and waited for her, but like, so. And she was like, so you don't know how to open that? No. But I think you do. I know her, a life flash before her eyes, like, this is what he going to be doing the rest of our lives? He going to be asking me to figure out stuff? Yeah, so, yeah, I mean, he definitely needs to fix up on that part. Can't lie to you. Yeah, it's looking a bit weak.
Did you see the way she snatched the bottle from him, too? Because she was ticked. Yep. She's like, give me that bottle.
Give me this damn-ass fake-ass date that you giving me.
Yeah, it's not that complicated, but if you don't know what you're doing, then you can mess around. You don't take the foil off, or that you get the cork back inside, like you shred the cork and then the cork winds up inside the wine. There's a lot of things that could go wrong with it. So they said
maybe I might do an uncorking class on my channel one day. Like, I might have to sit here and show you.
Do it.
It's a two-step method, especially with this one that Sean has. It's a two-step method, you know. We can get it, or you can buy the one that Coach was talking about, the one with the little arms on each side, you know.
Yeah, I had a nice one. it went to my ex-wife in the divorce because she's more of a wine drinker than I am. So
now she say, I'm taking this with me.
like,
you,
oh no.
you keep the dog. I'm taking the wine opener.
Because she would look at me, she's like, what are you going to do with it? Because I'm really not a big drinker, to be honest. I mean, I'm more of a social drinker than anything. So she was like, yeah, what are you going to do with this? No, we spent $50 on this.
Better figure out a way.
Oh, that's a real nice one. $50. Sure. Okay. Was it electric too?
Yeah.
Damn. All right. Well, let me shift to the next couple.
Oh, that was wrong.
And we have never seen each other. But I hope that one day we can actually get married and have kids. But my fear is that if this...
All right, listen, let's go about Millie and I think his name is Chris, or Greg, whichever one came first. But listen, yeah, what's your thoughts on the Millie stuff here? The Millie oh, Jay said, So that's another one of them lying scumbags. But talk to me, Jay.
Now this is a scam. If anybody I thought was scamming us, I would say this Steve. I just drove. I ain't gonna tell you where I live, but I drove, like he said, on one side of the mountain to the other side of the mountain. Okay, just yesterday. 36 minutes coming back home. All right, now it's a little traffic, so it was 42 getting out there, but 36 minutes coming back home. That was for money. I know y'all live in LA. Both y'all giving me some type of model industry type vibe anyway. Like y'all do some stuff. Y'all driving further for work probably. And probably to hang out, especially if one of y'all live over the hill and y'all hanging out in Hollywood. Y'all driving further just to hang out than to go see each other. If I thought any relationship was scamming us, it was this one. Good looking couple. I'm not going to hold them. Nice looking couple. But 30 minutes is separating y'all for 3 years. Now, they really got some explaining to do, Shine. If we got to take some stuff from Josh and Shay, these two really need to give me a whole, I've been in a relationship for the last couple of years. I just got out. I started flirting with her before I got into that relationship, or vice versa, whatever the case may be. I'm now single. They now single. We're going to try to make it happen or whatever. I need the whole thing. And he told us that he was a playboy. So it's given I've had multiple relationships, but I'm still trying to figure out how you the playboy, but your whole reason for her not meeting her was insecurities. That part is just not lining up for me, because I'm just like, the playboys that I know, maybe I'm not new. Maybe I'm new to this version of playboys, but the playboys I know are very confident in a lot of things, and they ain't got no problem meeting some people. Now, I get her saying that, I don't want to lose a friend, because apparently they built up a good friendship over this time. And I've made a lot of decisions like that where I won't actually date a person, because we've unfortunately made a good friendship before anything else transpired. And it's just like, if it don't work, then I'm going to have to lose a friend too. So I understand that decision on keeping it chill a little bit or whatever, but I would have chalked it up. You're just totally friend zone at this point. If I don't want to lose you as a friend, I just totally friend zone you, because I don't still want to entertain the idea of us being together. And then one day I have to make that actual decision on us being together, and I'm not really feeling it. So yeah, these two really need to give me more on what's going on. And I know we get this first episode, so we're not getting a lot. They baby stepping us up into this stuff. So I really need a lot of explaining on why it is for 3 years that you couldn't see each other 30 minutes away. You know, the other couples are a little puzzling still with planes, trains, and automobiles out here, but 30 minutes. We got Metro. You can't tell me this. We got Uber. We got all kind of car systems or whatever. We got ways to get around in LA. And technically, you do need ways to get around here, especially if you're in the industry. So, and she's giving me, she models. So I know for her to get to some of these auditions from one place to the other, I don't know who lives on what side of the mountain, but either way it go, you're traveling to do photo shoot, modeling, whatever it is that you got going on. You're traveling a lot of times just to go to work. So how we didn't meet each other in passing, I don't know. How we didn't just plan to meet at a club, event, something, I have no idea. This couple needs to explain a whole lot to me. I'm so sorry. Because it just makes no sense that I'm 30 minutes away from you and I can't see you.
Yeah, when I did the review with you, Jay, I didn't realize they had been talking for 30 years because I thought it had been 3 months. And I was like, hey, LA traffic is crazy, because we was going back and forth about that. Because listen, I'm telling you, I've been in it. And also I have family members that just moved, and my cousin and my aunt theoretically live 7 miles from each other, but it could take an hour. So it depends. But 3 years is wild. I thought it was. I thought they were literally been chatting for 3 months. Now Felicia said something good. Felicia Cooper in the comments said the show was filmed 2 years ago, so maybe it was during the height of the pandemic when times just didn't collaborate. Maybe I'll give them a year for the pandemic being haywire and people just being conservative about traveling. Anything else, like, it don't make sense. Now, I needed to go rewatch the beginning because I kind of like zoomed through it. But I want to know where they met. Like, did it say where they met online? Did it say if they met through like IG or if they met through a dating app or
online, but they have mutual friends.
Okay.
I think that's what it was. Online.
Even stranger that they have mutual friends. But if they met like on a dating app, that is just, then they're just playing in our faces at this point. Because how are you going to go on a dating app where the sole purpose is for us to meet up? And some dating apps, depending on which dating app they were on, is meeting up and getting down. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand how we meet on a dating app and then we never date in person. So that to me is wild. It doesn't make sense. So now that we got past the whole nonsense, this is legitimately, and I thought about Kojo and your breakdowns of the human, like the different types of personality styles. And I think maybe he's an avoidant. He might have some avoidant traits, because that would be the only thing that could explain to me why he would put so much distance and time between them, with them being so close in proximity, because that might be something that somebody has an avoidant trait does. Like, they like the idea of the person, but they don't really want the true responsibility and the commitment of the relationship. I don't know. That would be the only thing that makes sense on his part. And then lastly, I don't think she likes him. I don't think she's attracted to him. Because she keeps doing all this hypothesizing about, her initial thoughts when she first saw him. It was kind of like, I don't remember her verbatims, but it was enough to be like, you know what? He's a nice guy. I think I could get to be attracted to him. At least he's as tall as he said he was. When she's doing all this qualifying, that means to tell me he's just not her type. Yeah, he's just not her type. And I think they seem like nice enough people, but I don't think that the chemistry is there on her part. I don't know. I can't read enough of him to see what he thinks, but I definitely can see from her, it doesn't seem like she's into him.
She said, Sean, she hasn't seen a serious side of him.
Okay. Did she say if she thinks he's attractive?
No, I'm just saying that was added on to what.
Oh
the
no,
things
but
that
I'm
you were
just like saying, like that's what I'm saying. She's saying
Yeah.
all these other things other than, oh, he's a good looking guy, he's handsome, he's this, he's that. Oh, he looks like somebody I've known before. You know, seeing him in person, you know, he's more attractive than I thought. Nothing. She's saying, I want to see him more serious. Okay. What else, ma'am? You know, and then I think they have, you know, not to say it's a big age difference, but you know, there's an age difference there where she's a little older than him. And I don't know if he has kids. He has a kid or kids. I'm not sure. So I don't know where they stand with that. I don't know what he's doing. If he got some kids out there in the making, some buns in the oven, I don't know.
All I'm gonna say is I don't need another scandal, so no buns in the oven, please. I mean, if he getting out of a relationship, maybe even the pandemic thing. I mean, we weren't really as strict as some places, but you know, a lot of people did kind of honor a lot of things, especially if he wasn't vaxxed at the time. So maybe that played a little bit. But once the restraints was lifted, we've been out of the restraints for a little while now. So, and prior, because like if we go back 2 years, it's 2022. So you still within 2019, we were still free. So I mean, I guess that's the time you're kind of building something to try to see, but still we're 30 minutes away. Why we can't see in person? But did you start talking at the very end of 2023? I mean 2019? Because even still until March of 2020, we were still free. Yeah, we were still running around doing a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, y'all didn't see each other in the march out here or nothing because we had a whole march doing the panty. So, hey, you gonna be at the march day? I'm gonna be there. You wanna see me? No, okay. They're in LA, so I mean, I'm just saying we weren't on strict lockdown like New York was and some other places.
Listen, I'm a little hesitant. I remember, and this, I think this was this, did this happen? I don't remember the exact timing of it all, but I remember one time wanted to meet a girl and we had never met before in person, but I was a little sketchy. So I just pulled in one of my friends. I was like, let's just meet up. Let's just go out. Let's have a good time. You know, that's it. You know, one of my homegirls, I was like, are you cool? She's like, yeah, I'm down. She came with her dude. And that's it. And it was kind of like a double date. There really wasn't a double date. I mean, listen, there's so many ways around it. And if they have mutual friends, let's just leverage our friends. Let's get together. Because I'm funny on the one-on-one. If I don't know you like that, and I'm a little skeptical, and I'm a dude. So
Gotta be careful out here.
So in case it goes wrong, it's like, hey, bye.
Just know, if you taking me on a one-on-one, my sisters or somebody got all your information before I went. So in case something happens to me, you're going down.
If we never met and I'm on a one-on-one with you, that means I am 100% comfortable. And if y'all been chit-chatting for months on months and years, yo.
And now African, we weren't really doing house parties, but like Sean said, there were small pockets, gatherings of places. So they could have had like 4 to 6 people during the party.
And I know in New York, and I know some other places too, like the restaurants were open outside. So they had like the outdoor seating. So you could just do a little outdoor seating action. That's it. And keep it, see what the vibes are like. I don't know. I don't know that I would want to come on a show for the very first time meeting somebody, and especially after so long, because my facial expressions tell everything. So
Trying to be like,
hi. They come give you a hug, give them like a social distance. That's perfect too, because you can be like social distancing. Wait. Ooh.
hi.
Start coughing. You know,
Was this the straight handshake? Hi, nice to meet you.
exactly. No, fist bump. Remember, it was the fist bump. Give them a little boop, boop. There we go.
But I hear y'all. I mean, listen, there's no excuse as to why 30 minutes is why they couldn't actually see each other. So, you know, it's given they didn't want to see each other at this point. It's given that you guys are coming up with a storyline too, because you need to have a storyline to get on the show. So, you know, for 30 minutes doesn't make sense, you know. So, I don't know why, but hopefully they'll explain that a little bit later on in the show as to why. But I mean, he's got insecurities too. He mentions he's got some insecurities that were a little bit some way. So, you know, I was like, yeah, Cap, if you're not going to tell your girl that you think she's pretty because you want to make sure she stays on her toes, we're probably going to be in a very dangerous place. That's the start usually of the toxic relationship. That's the start of the emotional abuse. That's the start of the manipulation and control in the relationship, when you start to say, I'm not going to tell my girlfriend she looks pretty because I want to make sure that she can stay with me. Captain, women don't like men that are too. I was like, no, sir. You put on a whole date. You know what I mean? You haven't met this woman yet, and you put on a whole date, but you don't take her she look pretty. But you remember that she likes penguins. Yeah, Cap, we're gonna be in a dangerous place when we don't want to be honest about our insecurities. You know what I mean? Don't know if you guys want to comment on that.
We got to remember, he the playboy, so maybe this is part of his MO. Let me reel you in with the Chris. You know, Chris doing the same thing. Let me remember what you like, just to remind you we not a couple. So I'm getting that same vibe from him. Now, if the insecurities is real or not, because that's what he claiming that prevented him from meeting her, I don't know. But if they are, that's still a problem. If they're not real, you in your playboy bag, you in your player bag, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to see what transpires, or what has transpired. And maybe the reunion is going to give us an update on where they are now. So.
Didn't he make some comment like he doesn't like to be over complimentary? So I think he definitely isn't in a bit of playing games. You know, he seemed slightly awkward, so I could buy that some of that is truth. But as we've seen time and time again through the different shows, whether it's Ready to Love, Married at First Sight, you know, and now this show, what people do, and the best lie is wrapped in some truth, right? So it's like a pig in a blanket. So the lie is the blanket, unfortunately, because it's nothing but lies. But somewhere in there is a little truth. So he might have a little insecurity. But what some people do, and he's in his late 30s, I believe, like 35 to 37, somewhere in that range. So he's probably mastered it. So he's aware of it. But then he also he's still playing with it instead of working to heal whatever that insecurity is. So he's definitely somewhere in there playing games, because running around in those ridiculous shorts, he likes attention, but these are all new people. It's not to say you can wear whatever the hell you want to wear, but you wearing neon green shorts, you want to be seen, but then you don't want to be seen. You get what I mean? So it's kind of like that push and pull, you know? So I think he be playing for sure.
You're right, Sean. Whole tattoo right here. You want to be seen. You want to be approached by different things that you're doing. So, okay, sir.
Interact, and you know, I don't see that energy being any different than it is online.
Let's talk about Brandon and freaking I don't know why her name's gone out my head.
Sienna.
Brandon and Sienna. That's it. Thank you. Brandon and Sienna. No, is that Sienna? I thought Sienna was the other chick. There's the
Sienna has the locks.
So who's that
What does
African
she
girl?
look like again?
She's the one
got
with the
the-
locks.
Yeah.
Locks, faux locks, whatever. She got it wrapped around like a basket on her head, though.
I'll show you. I can play again.
I definitely think Brandon could be the one. I don't know if it's possible to speak to someone
Oh,
on
it's Sienna. Yeah. Damn, I've been calling the other chick Sienna. My bad. Damn. That whole review needs going to pin. I can't be calling the black girl Sienna. Okay, so Sienna and Brandon. So wait, what's the other girl's name then?
Sandy with Chris.
Doesn't she look a little bit like the she looks like the girl that was with the last guy? No? Don't they look similar?
Ooh, Millie.
Who's the one that's with Hoochie Daddy? Shorts.
Millie. That's Millie.
What is she?
Oh,
Now I
Millie.
gotta look at her picture.
No, Millie's different. Definitely.
Okay, I'm gonna look at her picture now because now y'all done confused me.
No, her and Sienna don't look alike. But yeah, Sienna, Brandon, their situation, you know, I don't know. I can't lie to you. You know, I'm not gonna say it's the worst. I'm just saying that chick don't like that man. That woman does not like that man. Okay, all right. Now, you know, there's some food in front of her. Will she eat? Yeah, happy to eat. But does she want that food? No. So that's my perspective. Want to get your perspective on Brandon and Sienna as well. What's your thoughts on them? I've been calling this.
Okay, Sean acting like he busy, so I guess I'll go first.
I was just looking up the pictures because I got confused, and you know why? Because they're both similar complexion. That's
yeah, tall and stuff too. They both tall. It looked like. We didn't get much on these two. I did like the cooking class date. She just said that he was funny and intelligent, and he says that she was very stunning and that he felt like he won the lottery. My biggest concern was the age difference. I know he has a child already. I think just one. I'm not really sure if he has more. I'm not sure if she has any. So what I was looking at is probably my concern is if this goes further, what's going to become of that situation? Does she want to have children? Do he want more? You know, how does that play out? Does she mind being a stepmom? You know, so I would like to know more about this couple before I make a full assessment that she don't totally like them. But, you know, us women grow into love. So there's that. She might, you know, she might be a sapiosexual that likes his intelligence and likes how he, you know, jokingly corrects her when she tries to say Noki. So I don't know. I'm waiting to see more how it plays out. Yeah, because I can't get a full read. We didn't get too much of them, so you know. I don't want to make a final assumption because I could see a little bit more with the Jordan. Oh, not her name is that girl named Jordan? Jody situation. I could see a bit more with her being more annoyed than I did with Sienna. Sienna give the vibe that I feel like Jody should have gave. Just even if you're not feeling them, just trying to get through the date. You know, just breeze through the date. And I commend her for that. Like, even if she's not feeling them, she did just politely stay and engage in the date and enjoyed it a lot. So pretty good first date. Not going to totally rule them out. They've been together for 10 months, talking for 10 months now. So there might be something there. And they're both... I don't know with the attachment because I know she said she lost her mother early. So I don't know. Maybe there's something, a wall just preventing her. Because I think that's what he was saying. I don't know if it was him saying that he was going to have trouble getting closer. That was somebody else. But it might just be a wall for her showing her emotions too soon for people. She might have a struggle of getting close to people. So maybe that's what you might be reading up on too, Coach, is that she struggles getting close to people. And that's why she seems distant from this man. So we just going to have to see with these two how it goes.
Oh, correction. Now, see, I had to go back and look. That's why I had the whole age thing all turned around. So I had Millie and Greg's ages the same as Sienna and Brendan. So that's where I was off with, because with Sienna's in her 40s and Brendan's in his late 30s.
I have them 35 to 43.
Yeah, I had them all turned
Did
around.
you see the age for Millie and Greg?
No, I didn't. I just saw their pictures. But I remember when I was talking, I had that age thing in my head because I remember watching it when I was watching them. And this is another one I think she, similar to what, well, I don't know if Jay said it all the way, but she don't want that man. Anytime you got to grow, throw it away. If it ain't if it ain't there, don't grow it.
Water relationships. Let it grow. Let it grow.
No. If I like you and you don't like me and it got to grow, then it's a no. Let it go so I can flow because we ain't here no more.
Okay, Aaron J.
So yeah, I think she's a pretty woman, pretty lady, but they don't even seem like a good match. They don't seem like a good match. I don't know. I need to see a little bit more of them to for my opinion to be changed. He got a porn stash and she don't want him. So that's that. Don't he got a porn stash? That's a porn stash. No. A little porn stash,
Forgiveness for you, forgiveness. Yeah. But yeah, no, definitely. I definitely see there's something deeper for Sienna, I think. Just because I personally just think she also just I also think there's a little bit more masculine energy for her, but I think it's just but I think it's more protection as well. Like I think she doesn't want to share too much of herself, but also as well, I feel like he ends up being in a more feminine, not majorly, but in terms of just because I think that energy is so strong, it kind of pushes him into that space, just to accommodate her in that space, which is really interesting. Yeah, I just felt like but towards the end, she looked like she sounded like she was warming up towards a relationship or warming up towards a situation. Just her language, there was a little bit some way. You know what I mean? She said, I've just never. And maybe the question they asked there was leading. I said that before. They asked in a confessional that she had to end up saying, "Yeah, I don't," about almost not seeing herself, loving him. And I was like, ugh, did she have to say that? And at that point, when you can't really see that, it usually means that maybe something's not quite right for you. You're not really feeling that person on that level, and so you almost prophesy a little bit about yourself and about what you see coming in the future. But yes, go for it.
That's a weird thing to be answering, even if it was a question for a person I just met or never met. You know what I'm saying? I can see how that answer is that way, though. Like, even if it's just my first time meeting you, I don't know. Like, I don't know about love right now. Slow down. I don't know, but maybe they know something we don't know why they asked her that daggone question anyway. It's weird. It's a weird question to be answering so early.
Fair play.
See, they got a lot of New Yorkers in here too. A lot of people from New York and a lot of people from Florida.
Where's that?
So I think that could be her, because I know a couple of people were talking about her crossing her legs or her little edge, and that's definitely she got that New York, keep people at a distance, protect myself, my head's on a swivel, that could be her guard, and which keeps people at bay, and sometimes it's difficult to read the person too.
Child, my chat said again, no chemistry, so we gotta leave it alone.
And listen, 10 months, 10 months, where is he? So she's in New York and he's in Florida. I think somewhere around the 3 to 6 month mark, when we are a little bit of a distance. New York to Florida is not a long flight. We can meet somewhere in the middle. Definitely can meet in the middle. You know, in the summer, he could come to New York. They've had some seasons in between them. You know what I mean? So she may not want to travel in the winter. I get it, depending on where her job is. But we got to find a way to, what are we doing? And I think this is just a sign. Like, if you're in this situation and you've been like really talking to somebody seriously for that long and y'all haven't found a way to kind of like, then it means that it's not serious. Especially these are grown people. I get when we're 20s, you know, we can play all these games out. But you're in your 30s and you dealing with somebody 6, 10 months, 12 months, 3 years. It's a lot. I'm not even paying them 12-year people alone. They just playing.
I think my biggest thing why you saying that, Sean, with this whole thing is because I like going places I've never been. If I've never been to maybe one of these states, that is more of an excuse for me to get out there. Even if, you know what I'm saying, if I will make a whole planned trip and maybe see you one day during that trip. But I would definitely plan a trip like, hey, okay, you just gave me a new excuse to come to this city. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm working on to get to London. You know what I'm saying? When I get there, I'm like, coach, I'm here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just because I've never been there. Planning on going to Ghana because just because I've never been there, I want to see these things. I don't know. Maybe I know some people just don't like traveling. That's not their thing. And I get it. But even if I don't like traveling, I would not be entertaining you. If I don't like traveling, I'm not about to entertain you so far away from me. But it's giving, I like to travel, so I'm entertaining you because I want to be there. And that's what I think that's my biggest issue with this whole thing is we literally live in a day and age that it makes no sense that I don't see you. The 3 months one, I get it. Even with the longest, maybe it is a 10 month because we filling each other out. We might be online, hit and miss here and there. We're not talking consistently. But if we're actually talking consistently, I'm trying to see you. I'm trying to link up. You know, I know it took us as friends like a year or two, but we started off slow and then we started talking consistently. It was like, okay, now what we doing? And even you, Sean, you and Seaway seen each other several times before anybody, you know, and I know Seaway got the travel bug like me, but it was people being seen, you know what I'm saying? Even y'all managed to meet other people that was involved in the group, all of this stuff. Like, I just cannot understand how we are going so long and we're not actually making real plans to see each other. If I'm gonna take any of this real. Now, if we're just casually here and miss, that's a different thing. But some of these people talking about we exclusive, and we're gonna get to them. I know that's Sean's couple, but we exclusive and we ain't seen each other. Okay. Ain't no way I'm about to be exclusive and I ain't seen you.
Definitely hear that. I'm not mad at that response at all. All right, cool. Then we got to the next couple for you guys.
Wait.
All right. Sound.
Great guy for me.
You're it. You're all I've ever wanted.
You know, it's so funny that
What's your thoughts on Diamond and is he up Aaron as well? But what's your thoughts on this particular one? Diamond, I think his name is Aaron, right?
Yeah, his name Aaron. Let me get out the way because I know this is Sean's couple. So let me hurry up and get my little 2 cents in because Sean gonna go in. Sean gonna go in. I'm gonna let him finish on it. Okay. So we've been talking for 5 years, and this one we've actually got to a space that there was another proposal supposed to be out there on Facebook, even though I've heard somewhere on the Facebook net he denies that there was an actual proposal. But even if you just put a ring up there, why are we 2 years later now in each other's face talking about, I need some closure? So have we not talked for the last 2 years and we just decided, like these other people, to come on this show because it's the opportunity for us to revisit, try to rekindle some things or whatever? And I'm just trying to figure out how the PKs out here moving extra bad for there even to be a proposal, not proposal, that she clearly seen online, but he said it ain't real. How you move on that fast? If we to believe her side of it, how did you move on that fast from breaking up with her to getting somebody you're now engaged with? Or you lied. If we to believe him, you're lying as a PK online to get her attention back because you didn't think it was happening, that it was going to happen. Sir, if you wanted it to happen, why you couldn't make plans to go see her, or why you couldn't flew her out, as we like to say, she got flued out to you one time or not, or y'all flown to a destination of some choosing. I just don't understand, because y'all out of all the couples are well into, I got it, I should have it, I should be able to do it ages. So nobody was having a sale on the airlines to make it happen. Not one sale was happening. We couldn't be like Jasmine and buy the ticket pre-season so I could make sure I got it for cheaper and say, hey, because listen, even with the other Aaron, I could believe his story that he lost his one ID better than I could believe in 5 years y'all have not met. And now we on national TV hashing out 2 years ago when you supposed to be engaged with somebody else. This couple right here, this one I got a lot of explaining to do too. I say what now? Now I'm gonna give Aaron J a lot of credit because he has been on this internet going hard on Dominique and his foolishness. He has been out here doing the Lord's work trying to get that man together, wasting his breath because Dominique not trying to hear none of it, but at the same time getting them together. But yeah, you can do all of this, but you can't seem to make time to explain to her how you've been in engagement, non-engagement some years ago. All right. Anyways, that's my little 2 cents on this couple right here. Go ahead, Shine. Okay, take it over. Oh yeah, wait, one last thing before you do. She gonna be a problem because she definitely giving some energy. She told us that she ain't doing no rooms with the girls. I don't know what room she doing, but she in everybody business. The women is catty, but she in everybody business. Okay, she shall be watched. She shall be watched. All right, Shine, I'm done.
Well, hell, you said it all. I don't know what else to say, but call them Hustle and Flow because they remind me of Hustle and Flow. I'm sorry. And she reminds me of Vernisha, but now I got it right. She's like Vernisha's second cousin twice removed. That's it. Because I know they was going crazy when I said it on your live that she reminds me of Vernisha. So like her second cousin, like they could have been hanging out together, but not sisters. Yeah, they met on Facebook. I went and I looked it up. The other couple, they met on Instagram, Jay. The one that we were just talking about that's been together for 10 months. They met on Insta because she DM'd him because she loved all the pictures of his travel. So he's an avid traveler.
Yeah, he in the military. So yeah, he's been around the world and yeah. So why you couldn't stop by and say hi?
Exactly. So here we go with these two. So Diamond and Aaron, Hustle and Flow. It's hard out here for a pimp because I'm telling you, Aaron's a pimp. I don't care what nobody says. I don't care what he tries to, what he tries to cover up. But that little pimp hat he had on, that tells the story of all that he's been through. And he's about to put her through some more. He's about to put her through some more. So listen, I like them. I think they're going to be entertaining. They seem like they got fire. PKs, if anybody knows, I'm definitely not a PK, but I grew up around PKs. Seaway's a PK. Shall we just leave it there? PKs will will leave you in a chokehold. Hey, Winter. So yeah, I think they're just going to be some good entertainment. Now, as Alexis and Neek are bad entertainment, I think these two are going to give us some good entertainment. You know, so I think they're going to give some good entertainment. He's out here proposing to women and showing the ring, so he is petty. He's definitely petty. I think he likes to see her riled up. And she likes to get riled up, because there's no way you would be in a chokehold for 5 years. Not a physical one, a literal one, because how y'all meet on Facebook, and he's where? He's in Florida and she's in California. So 2 different coasts. I get it. But 5 years is a lot of time. 5 years is a lot of time. And she's concerned about faithfulness and all his women friends. So at the end of the day, yeah, she's 5 years a fool. Sorry. I don't want to say 12 years a slave, but she's 5 years a fool. If she believes they're in a legit relationship, I'm going to give her the if.
I hear this 100%. Sorry, I was eating another meal. Listen, hey, these workouts are killing it. But listen, I'm gonna eat my food, okay? These fasters catching up with me. But listen, I definitely hear you guys. It was giving pastoral Risa Tisa, can't lie to you a little bit. But yeah, no, it's interesting. I mean, I personally was like, we still need to revisit the story. We still need to revisit the story. We need to know why he was in a place where he was able to propose to somebody and not tell her, but make her exclusive. I personally think that's more than scandalous. That's nuts. I think that's nuts. Like you know what I mean? Like if I tell you that I want to be exclusive, and then I pop up in Facebook, Insta, and suddenly I'm engaged. Yeah, you need to ask some serious questions. You really do. You need to ask some really serious questions, because something's not quite right. And so just to forgive it and move past it, something's not quite right here. Probably need to look a bit closer, shall we? Yeah. But I don't believe their full storyline. I can't lie to you. I think they've spoken about this already. I think they've had a conversation about this already, because they were kissing before they even got to sit down. Yeah. So yes, as someone says, skadachi is the word that we say here. When it's mad, it's skadachi. It's not making sense. Okay. But yeah, I don't get it. So the fact that they kissed, I said, yeah, they've already talked about this already. This is for the storyline. This is for the TV. They're here to launch their churches, okay, all right, underneath their daddies and mummies, and, get some congregational members across, because there ain't no way that y'all ain't discussed this and came on the screen. Yeah, no, I'm so sorry. It's not given. You know what I mean? Yeah. My God. All right, cool. We'll go to, I think there's one more couple we've got to do. Hold on.
Is it Sandia, something like that?
Even Joanna. You do whatever your girl tell you to do. I'm the type of like get girls very easy.
Chris is telling everybody that he's not in a relationship, that he can flirt. That makes me feel uncomfortable. And
yeah, go on, sis. Go ahead and sign out. Okay, go on ahead and sign out, Sandia. Okay, because you know it's nuts even talking about the situation when you standing in the kitchen and he cooking up a good ass meal on your behalf. Okay, so talk to me. What's you guys' thoughts on this, man? We thought 5 years might be too mad, but this one here.
It's so early you can get out with ease, baby. Listen, the way that she backed out of that kitchen, just like Homer Simpson backed into the bushes, that's when she need to go ahead and back into packing up all her stuff. You stood there and you heard what you needed to hear. He gave you your one-time experience that you may never have again on the helicopter, whatever the case may be. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate you for it. Appreciate you for the trip out here to Cali to see another place. Producers, I'm about to use the rest of this trip, unless you want to fly me home tonight to enjoy the scenery, because I'm all out. Okay, I'm tapped out. I heard enough. My guy is running around proudly telling the guys, I'm not in a relationship. I flirt with other women. I do what I want. It is what it is. Where do I go from here? Where am I supposed to go from here? I don't need her to sit here and be Captain Save him. I can change him. I can do that. You're only playing yourself. A person is not going to change no more than they want to. Let's be honest about it. And he doesn't sound like he wants to change anytime soon. And it doesn't sound like you're the person he wants to change for. Because like you said, Coach, he would have covered you in this moment. Even when he noticed that you were there, when he finally noticed that you was there, it was basically, please go so I can finish saying what I'm saying in peace. It wasn't, oh, my bad, shoot. You know what I mean? The guys were just talking. I didn't think that y'all can hear it. First of all, y'all having locker room talk in public spaces. Y'all not even in like one of the guys' room outside, off somewhere in another part of the mansion. You're literally in the public space talking loud and proud about this. So sis, listen, what you did, stand there and listen, hear what he's saying. Don't make up a new story in your head. Hear what he's actually telling you, because we've talked about this dark arts of telling the truth. Hear what he's actually telling you and make your move, because he's giving you your out. Don't sit there and say, oh, I hear him. He's just playing it up for the guys. He's just doing this. Don't tell yourself that lie, because once you tell yourself that lie, he got you. He said he gives you 3-4 good days and he disappears for 2 weeks. Don't sign up for that. Don't sign up for that. And I have this gifted curse about me that I'm definitely mirror the energy you giving me. So if you want to give me 3 good days and disappear for 2 weeks, guess what's going to happen when you reappear? I'm going to disappear for my 2 weeks. And I'm going to go ghost you and stuff. And then we can see if we can make them 3 days happen. And so you can go ahead and disappear again. But I'm not about to waste my time. So if you're not set up in that space that you can do that, miss, just exit out that. Just save yourself right now. He's done all the hard work for you. You didn't have to guess about nothing. You didn't have to figure it out. He literally told you out of his mouth, I'm going to F around and waste your time and play with you and do whatever I want to do as long as you let me. Save yourself.
Yeah. These are the only one scenario that makes sense, kind of, sort of. Well, I don't know where. They're both in Florida, and they've only been talking for 3 months. So I just, I wonder because, we all know Florida's a big state. So I don't know how close in proximity they are, but it still makes sense, because 3 months is not really that long. He slid into her DMs and Insta. And she knows that he's kind of flirtatious. Everything adds up, I I wish that he would have been a little bit nicer to her when she was creeping in the background, in the kitchen while he was having his guy chat, because he could have been a little nicer to her. But if that's the way he reacted, then she better pack it up, Buttercup. Because if he's comfortable talking to you like that, then and open, then that means he's not going to do nothing but stress you out, and she seems pretty strict too, and I think she's like pretty conservative, so she better try not to don't be trying to change him. Don't try to think he's going to fall in love with you and change his ways. You heard what you needed to hear. Pack it up, Buttercup. Move on down the road, because he ain't gonna do nothing but stress you all the way out. Yeah. And lastly, he sounded super red pill. Like he was taking his dating advice from YouTube, those manosphere YouTube providers, where they tell you, don't give, it's just like, have a little fun and then back off. It's those silly little dating advices where they tell you how to, what is it? It's all these little tips they give the guys of how to play women. And it sounds like he's getting all his advice right from there. So,
fun fact: my high school sweetheart, my first love, used to do this while we were in high school. Used to do this, and I had got the opportunity to ask him, "Why did you used to just disappear?" Because automatically in my head is, you got some other girl, this, that, and the third. He actually told me, he was like, "I used to like you too much. And once I started liking you too much, I couldn't handle it. So I would do this." So I don't know if Chris is that type of person that he's afraid of his own emotions and scared of commitment for some weird reason why this is the MO he has. And that could actually be the case for him too, is that, I can't process and deal with my emotions. So I rather just ghost you and then show up when I want to. So I don't know. There's some healing that needs to be done on his end. And if she stays, there's definitely some healing that's going to have to be done on her end, because he's telling you all his truths right now, is that he's just not emotionally he doesn't have the emotional capacity to deal with an actual relationship. So sis, don't try to force it. Just keep it light and cute. If y'all want to stay mutual friends or cordial with each other, that's fine. But just start making your exit strategy right now. He's telling you he just doesn't have the space to be what you need.
Yeah. Any thoughts, Sean?
yeah, I think sometimes in life you get those, little jewels, those little warning signs, and you got to pay attention. And I think she was fortunate enough to be in the right time at the right place, right in that corner, easing back back in the corner. Look at take it all in, sis. Don't ignore anything, because unfortunately, sometimes, guys will cap a little bit for our boys, but if he, shoo, he got her out of the room like she was a cat on the kitchen counter. So yeah, it's a wrap. Please don't try to talk through it. Don't try to do that. You heard everything. You heard his true feelings. And it's unfortunate because the helicopter date was really, really nice, very well thought of. But if you guys don't have a same foundation, not evenly yoked, not then they're then they have nothing in common in that sense. In the sense of foundationally, yes, they're both Haitian. They both live in Florida. They have similar culture dynamics, but that doesn't sustain a relationship. When it comes to their core foundation, they're not evenly yoked. He's all the way over here and she's all the way over there. So unless she's going to leave him alone and let him cheat in peace, otherwise she's going to be stressing herself out, trying to keep track of what he's doing and where he's going.
Well, I mean, I think even the date was trash. But old boy was just trying to rope her in. He ended up making a little comment like, "Hey, I know you've always wanted the helicopter ride," and I just feel like it was a little bit disingenuous, especially after you tell us you like to do 3 or 4 dates and disappear. Do you know what I mean? So I just thought that was a little bit trash. I mean, it was a nice date in general, but I'm saying it was a bit. I feel like it was a gameplay a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Just based on what he said. So. And I think he's a scared man. He needs to work on it, man. You're a runner, you're a track star, and maybe you don't like this woman, but you're still a runner and track star either way. And and you're not honest about it. If you really are about 3 or 4, I mean, and again, how honest does he need to be? Because he kind of said it loud and clear in the, doing very loud and clear in the kitchen. Do you get what I'm saying to you? So, you know, I was just like, yeah, I'm not feeling it. Yes, helicopters are good, guys. No, it's not the helicopter itself. It's the fact that it's the motivation behind why he's doing it. That's what I'm talking about. The date itself is beautiful. It's the reason why he's doing that I'm talking about is trash, not the helicopter itself. Helicopter's a very nice date. More man them should do it for their babes. You know what I mean? But your intention is what I'm looking at, right? Because if you like to do 3 or 4 dates and disappear, then that doesn't become a great date. That becomes a weapon of manipulation. Do you get what I'm saying to you? So that's what I meant, guys. Not saying the date itself is bad. It's good to have a helicopter date. But yeah, no. It was he and you know when you don't, this is how I know you don't rate that person. Do you know how you don't rate somebody? It's when you start telling them all the madness to other people with them in the room. You don't rate them. You don't rate them. Even if you were just trying to have sex and just be cool, like there's a level of respect that you have. Do you know what I'm saying to you? That you don't talk about the other person like that. The fact that he was able to tell us straight up to everybody's face, 3 or 4, you know, when it comes 3 or 4 dates that I'm out, women always have a second person. The fact that he said all that kind of stuff, he don't rate her. It's that simple. He don't rate her at all. He's got a level of disrespect that doesn't need to be in that place. She needs to run, and she can get out while she can. It's still early. You know what I'm saying to you? But yeah, I'll be honest with you. Nah, G. That ain't it. Mm-hmm. Any other thoughts on the Chris and Sandy? Well, I think we've done all the couples, if I'm correct. I think that's all the couples gone through. Obviously, you know, Friday we'll find out some more information. But it was a decent episode. Apart from the madness, it was actually a decent episode. And I look forward to seeing what kind of developments are going to have with other couples as well. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting kind of season. We'll see how it goes. We've got Martha's Vineyard tomorrow, I'm guessing. Yeah. I haven't watched it yet, but I need to watch it. But I'll be, why are you smiling like
we
that?
got the Vineyard tomorrow.
Vineyard. Kojo makes it sound so even more fancier than it really is. Martha's Vineyard tomorrow.
The Vineyard. The Vineyard 10.
Tomorrow, yeah. Got the Martha's Vineyard.
Shall we go?
Tomorrow.
You know?
Shall we visit?
We'll take the copter. We'll have the copter pick us up.
Shall we watch?
Yeah,
We'll be streaming tomorrow.
We shan't take the ferry this time. We shall come in via helicopter like the Obamas.
I like how you say the Obamas. Yes, we have that tomorrow at 4 p.m. EST. So
okay.
Yeah.
I will be around. I'll be there.
Back on our regular schedule.
Yep, I'll be around. I'll be there.
Sean is to be there at 4:30 EST because we know how he likes.
No, I'll be showing up on time for my Martha's Vineyard. I like my people. I want to support them.
I'll be there early and Sean will still be late, and I'm late, so that makes that.
Kojo, you was a whole lie because you missed all last week.
I thought you about to say I was a ho. I was like, whoa.
No.
The way you started was you was a ho. I was like, whoa.
No.
Well, if you see this episode now, you acting like Bria. Wait till you see this episode, he acted like Bria now.
Exactly. He's like, what?
I was like, wait, what? I was like, I'm a ho. You the ho. No, jokes. But yeah, tomorrow, guys, 4 p.m. EST, we'll be doing Martha's Vineyard, and yeah, it will be a good time again. Have some good fun, and yeah, man, looking forward to it. You know, any other shows that we should be watching? I feel like we should do another show. I'm tired of OWN. I'm tired of OWN, but then they got Huntsville's back, and I kind of watch it. I kind of get on and I get off. Huntsville, you know.
Yeah, Huntsville starts in a couple of weeks.
Oh, okay, a couple of weeks then. That's fine. Then we've got time.
Yeah. Huntsville starts in a couple of weeks. Some people are doing the circle. I never got into that.
I never really got into it too tough either. I watched one other season when they had the 2 black people in it. But I quickly found out that black people always get found out. This is just that simple. Yeah. Our voice, our dictation, our tone. The white folks like, I know that's black. She can't hide that voice. It's the lawyers they use. You know what I mean? I just know that they sense the blackness in us. You know what I'm saying to you? So you know what I mean? And they always get revealed eventually. And then there's usually one black gay guy or girl who then messes it up for the rest of the black folk because they do too much. After a while, I leave her alone. You know what I mean? Yeah. The circle. So if there's any other shows, we'll try and see what we can get onto it. And try and do it as well. So, all right. Well, audience, thank you so much. As you can tell, I'm a little bit tired myself. I mean, I'm going to do some Shadabada prayers and then go to my bed. Okay. All right. I'll be praying for y'all in this place. Okay. All right. Send your requests by Holy Spirit mail. Okay. Hopefully I catch it when I'm in my prayers, because you send it here, I ain't going to do it. Okay. I ain't going to do it. Okay. Listen, someone said South African. Oh, yes, I heard of South African ultimatum's coming soon. So, yeah, might have to tap into that. Still, we need a new market. Let's have that African market. Yes, Sean.
That announcement you just gave is like the people who say I'm unsubscribing and then they never unsubscribe. You announcing don't ask for prayer because you're not gonna pray. So what kind of foolishness?
Right. After telling us, send me the prayers that you need.
Exactly. He's like, send them via the Holy Spirit. What kind of foolishness?
Listen, look. If you didn't get the trick here, you have to pray to send that prayer to me. So by the time you realize there's no point praying, you might as well just keep on praying with your prayer.
You're avoiding even in your spiritual life. Isn't that a shame?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Do you know, guys, we're going to tell on you now. Do you know, guys, we were on a group chat. I think this was a couple of days ago. Seaway was on with us too. And Kojo was like, all right, guys, I'm going to head off. I'm going to go into prayer. So I think Seaway kicked it off, and Seaway was like, oh, pray for me. And Jay was like, yeah, pray for me too. And then I said, yeah, bro, please pray for me as well. You know, this man, like, he was like so annoyed. He's like, y'all, that's a lot of prayer. We were like,
that's so annoyed because I actually kicked off this. Like, I kicked it off, not Seaway.
I'm sorry, Jay. I apologize.
My nerves was bad. Remember, my nerves was bad that day.
That night, your nerves. I was trying to not, because he was like, don't tell me I'm upset. I am not upset.
I'm upset, and you said I'm upset.
There's extra prayers that I already had on top of my prayers, guys. Okay, all right. I told you, send it by Holy Spirit mail. I keep telling you guys.
Like, Coach said, listen, I am not God. I am not about to listen to all y'all prayers.
He was like, you have direct access to the Father, okay? Don't waste time using me as an intermediary. He died for that.
And you heard the prayer title this morning. He told us how we have direct access to the Father. He was like, you got it. Don't ask me to do it.
That was my avoidant way of telling you.
He had the whole nerve to do a spiritual live about our relationship with God and how we have direct access, sending us more shade. I was like, is he? I was like, don't ask Kojo to do nothing. That man will pack it up in the spiritual realms as well.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, guys, send your prayers in, okay? Send it in. Put it in the comment section. I'll see it.
Now he asking for him again, though.
Now he just wants engagement. Now you selfish. You ain't.
I'll see it tomorrow. Don't worry. Put it in the comment section. Whatever your prayer requests are, I'll see it tomorrow. Okay? I'll add it to tomorrow's post.
It's like, let's see it first. But yeah, just put it there.
Yeah. Just send it tomorrow. If you're really a big boy, you'll send it by Holy Spirit mail. But if you're not, put it in the comment section. We'll get it tomorrow. That's second class mail. So put it in the comment section. I'll see it tomorrow. It'll arrive by tomorrow. Okay? But your answer might arrive by the next day after that. So you might have like a 2-3 delay before you get your answers. But if you send it by Holy Ghost mail, first class, I'm going to get it straight. I'll be praying and it will just drop in my spirit. Hey, Felicia said she needs a prayer.
What happened to the effective, fervent prayers of the righteous man availeth much? Huh?
They do. But you know what? There's first, second class, and third class males. You need to understand that, my brother. Okay.
What scripture is that?
they reach that heaven at the same time, but they don't come back. They don't come back at the same time. Do you know what I'm saying to you? So you need to be understood. Okay. Yeah.
Y'all just said, if you got priority prayers, please direct that to God.
Exactly.
Send a seed because it might get quicker. You know what I'm saying to you?
Jojo said, "No."
I might pray a little hard on that prayer. Do you know what I'm saying to you? But you might get the third class prayer. You gonna get that third class prayer like, "Oh Father, thank you."
Right. You got priority players. Please direct that directly to God.
Let's Galore Sasha pray for her. You gonna get that? Well, Father, Let's Galore needs a prayer. Father, we pray that you answer her prayer in Jesus' name. Amen. Moving on. Next person now. Oh, because you didn't put the first class mail.
Offered. That was more than what we were offered. At least.
Coach just hit us with a yeah. All right, niggas.
Y'all need to know.
I'm not even gonna pretend. You know, most people actually they're like, definitely, I'll pray for you. He was like, don't even.
I'm never gonna lie to you. I don't lie to you and tell you I'm gonna pray for y'all. The list is already long. You know what I mean? We got this. Don't worry.
You actually stressing me out by giving me all these prayer requests.
Yeah.
The first one that jumped in and got the prayer, but he was like, the rest of y'all.
Yeah, not doing too much.
You gonna make the prayer a little bit heavy. Let's just. I see the weight is going over the limit a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Your package of your prayer asking for requires a extra stamp on there, so please send an extra seed on there. Do you know what I'm saying to you? Yeah, don't be cheap about it. You know what I mean? Now I got it. No, if you genuinely want prayers, though, guys, honestly, put it in the comment section. It'll come in 2-3 days. I promise you. But if you really want a first class mail, by all means, send it by Holy Ghost mail. Just tell the Lord to tell me to pray about it, and I'll pray about it. Okay. All right. Good. You know, press that. Bab said first class prayers by way of donations. I mean, I can get there quicker, you know what I mean? But even those ones are not first class. The first class, I told you, tell the Holy Spirit to tell me, and I'll pray on it. You know what I'm saying? That's first class mail for you. But all right, guys, appreciate you lot. Thank you so much for sticking around with us. It's always a bit of fun, and don't be afraid to pray out there, guys, as well. Pray for each other. Okay, you guys are in the chat. It's not one man to pray for everybody else.
Not you deflecting. What kind of leadership is this? Not you parsing out the prayers to other people.
Now when you're in a prayer with delegations, you get a prayer. You get a prayer. You get a prayer.
He's like,
your day.
If you
be
really
one
need
to
it,
each other, one unto each other.
Don't let Satan outdo us. If you pray for each other, look at the way you're gonna cover this. You're gonna cover the ground. Do you know what I'm saying? Think about it.
Ricky and Babs, y'all got Tuesday. Shiny mine.
Y'all got Wednesday. Y'all got section 4. y'all do. Ricky got Imani, Ricky, Diana. Yeah, y'all got a little group going. Hey, listen, for real though. No, that's a good idea. No, Jay, that's a great idea. That is a great idea. In fact, what I'm gonna do. Oh, fantastic. Someone said leadership in the pits, but they don't realize we're going from the pits to the heavens. I'm telling you, about to give you an idea. What we're going to do is, if you guys really do want prayer, it's not for me to pray for everybody. It's for me to put you guys in groups, okay? And you guys pray for each other. And that's a real serious thing. Like, actually pray for each other, because real spit, though, like that actually is actually a really powerful thing. If you really do want prayer, do reach out to me on a real thing now. No jokes aside. And I'll start making like a group or whatever, and people can start praying for each other and stuff. Because I think that's another way that we can also, network, get together, be cool, but also as well just to help each other as well, man, spiritually. So if you are genuinely serious about it, you guys want to pray, you want to be able to, get close to God and stuff. Listen, I'll make a little group, whatever. Maybe we can do it on a separate Discord, maybe, or whatever. That's specifically for prayer and stuff.
When your leader outsources his leadership.
Absolutely. You need to read the story of Moses. What did Jethro say to Moses? Jethro said to Moses, listen, Moses, appoint leaders, because it's going to be too stressful for you if you have to judge everybody's story. And he's absolutely right.
I'm not going to hold you, though. A good leader knows how to appoint right people in the right place. That's what leadership is about, baby.
Absolutely.
Delegation.
My prayer list is full already. Okay, all right. I'm already praying for this family here that I've got on the screen right now. Okay, all right. They don't know my grabadable seed of the bast. It covers them as well. You know what I mean? The Holy Spirit knows who to
My
pray
face
for.
is looking confused.
Shut So what in the tongues is that? You don't know the rabado bullshit about? My guy. It's a different type of prayers. All right, listen. Sorry, I keep saying I'm gonna go. All right, appreciate you guys. Yes, and will we do an offline chat soon? Yes, we do need to do one for Patreon people. So, separate one from what we do on thingy. So I think we'll be in April. So probably do on the end of May. For you guys, do one of those. That'd be cool. Yeah, but yeah, guys, appreciate you guys. Stay locked, stay loaded, and we'll see you again very, very soon. We'll see you tomorrow for Arthur's Vineyard. All right. Yeah, appreciate you. 4 p.m. EST. Don't be late, guys. All right. Don't be like me and Sean. Appreciate y'all.